What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. The weekend is here. It's time to celebrate. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's doing good. We got a fun show. Yeah, the war's going on. Yeah, you might get drafted to go die in Iran. Fuck it, let's just have some fun tonight. We got Alex Jones going hog shit. I love it when Alex Jones just like picks somebody and starts attacking. We need more of that. We need more of Alex Jones going full balls to the wall and just attacking people. And he's going after Dan Bongino, and that's fun because, you know, everybody hates Dan Bongino. Does anybody like Dan Bongino? I don't think anybody likes Dan Bongino anymore. And I kind of like it. I like that nobody likes Dan Bongino. We got Rogan calling MAGA a bunch of dorks. And yeah, we got some weird shit in Austin. It's happening all over the place, but Owen Shroyer was out there. He caught it firsthand. There's a bunch of video, some weird shit. I don't know if it's meteors, if they're shooting shit out of the sky. But with all the video we're seeing, like from Tel Aviv of like all these missiles and shit, it's kind of scary when you see that shit in the sky here. You're like, oh, they finally figured out how to reach us? Because we've been spared. We've been spared. We ain't got missiles dropping on our fucking heads, but one day, I don't know, man. One day a little karma might end up fucking kicking us in the ass. Let's get right to it, boys. If you can, let's try it. We're almost through the first quarter of this year doing this show. So all I can ask is, like, please support the show in any way you can. If you can hit the thumbs up, if you can share, you can subscribe, you can turn on the bell, you can send super chats, or you can become a member. Pick which one works for you. Please support the show. It very much helps. I'd like to see the show start getting a little more momentum going into the year. Hopefully. We'll see. Let's get right to it with Alex Jones. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hope you're doing good. What's up, El Jefe? John McCarter, Crumpulus, Cloud K. What's up, Bree Donk? We're doing it live. We're doing it fucking live. Let's get right to it. So Dan Bongino is, crashing out about everything. He's a pathetic little man, and Alex Jones went in.
Let's watch Dan Bongino lie and completely freak out. But this is a crash out, as the kids are calling it these days. I used to call it meltdowns, but this is a crash out. What's that?
I'm pretty sure the word crash out's been around for a long time. We've used it before. Just like the word fire. Everybody's like, fire. We used to say shit, specifically with weed. We used to say, that weed is fire, bro. That's some fire weed.
Okay. Here, let's watch.
It's a crash melt. What's up, El Jefe?
At L_Yefa-67 super chatted $10. Don't forget about super chats. And ring that bell if you want notified.
You want notified? Yeah. Thank you, brother. Yes.
Everybody
listen to El Jefe. Thank you, brother.
I mean, if
an attempted murder of a presidential
candidate, and then there's another assassination attempt. There's been multiple public breaches of President Trump's security over the last year.
Yeah, correct.
And then, Charlie Kirk is killed publicly in a very horrific way, and we're not really even allowed to look into that at all.
Okay. Listen, folks.
He seems kind of guilty, doesn't he? Right off the bat, it's like there's like a guilty vibe I get from this dude. Like, I don't know, maybe what Joe Kent's saying might be true. Maybe they're covering some shit up. I thought it was crazy. Israel killed Charlie Kirk because he was turning against the Israel-Iran war. I thought it was crazy, but after we actually are going to war with Iran, I don't know, dude. Maybe it's not that crazy.
This part I have to just leave here. This is some of the most disgusting, unethical, and immoral stuff I have ever seen. Leveraging the death of my good friend.
Is it worse than covering up for an elite pedophile network, Bongino?
Brutal murder. His assassination that the whole world watched.
So what Joe Kent said was he wanted to investigate that murder. And what Dan Bongino is saying is that Joe Kent wanted to leverage that murder for clicks on a YouTube channel. That's what he's saying right now.
Did he return to podcasting too?
So he's not. So what? Aren't you doing this for clicks? By the way, let me just finish it and then we'll come back.
All of its horrifying gore. For your podcast appearance, you're disgusting. Thank you for your service to the country. You're also disgusting.
So he's claiming, again, that Joe Kent is revealing this information so he could get clicks on a podcast. Joe Kent doesn't get any money from Tucker Carlson's podcast. He's a guest on that podcast.
And he gives the most credibility to the questions around Charlie Kirk. Do I believe? I don't know what the fuck to believe. You know, I still think possible Tyler Robinson was the guy, but who knows, like, what was going on behind the scenes, if there are people that put him up to it, groups he might have been talking to, like, there might have been some coordination, who knows? But there's nobody more disgusting than Dan fucking Bongino, Mr. Cover Up the Epstein Files himself.
Why would he care about how many clicks it gets? B, you're doing a podcast for money right now. You're
trashing. He competes with you and destroys your podcast.
You're trashing Joe Kent right now and his narrative for clicks.
Here he is. He has.
You know what I was saying? He gives a lot. If he's going to start saying this, to me, that's credible. This is a guy who had some sort of insider knowledge. So when he says some shit like that, to me, it's very believable. And it makes me wonder what the fuck is going on.
This guest on his show. I'm not going to tell you who the guest is for. I'm going to let you listen to this exchange first about how Donald Trump is really stupid and about the military. Alex knows better, obviously. Alex, you know, he's obviously a military strategist himself. But
I think Alex would be better military-wise than fucking Donald Trump, fucking retard himself.
And this is how the disinformation works from quote, inside the tent. Check this out.
Trump is under a total psyop. I don't say that to, like, let him get away with what he's doing. That's how he is. He's smart in things he knows, but for people that know him well, he is incredibly ignorant about the military, incredibly ignorant on history. He just doesn't know, folks, and so they can just manipulate him. And now it's 79. We're not making this up, folks. That's why it's so.
It's so retarded because we did not elect Donald Trump to go in there and be the military guy to wage war. No, we elected him as a businessman to fix the fucking economy, and he's failed completely. So I guess it's like, oh, I failed on, I can't do shit about that because I suck. So let me start a war, and maybe people will like that. He's such an idiot, dude. He really is.
Trump's an idiot.
Yes,
so
he is.
Stupid. He doesn't know anything about the
Completely.
military. Guys, again, all I'm doing is asking questions, but asking
Come on, X.
statements.
And I don't toot my horn to toot it. It's like to literally have these nobodies come in here and tell us we're traitors when we've got the pedigree, the long term, the persecution, the prison sentences, the billion-dollar judgments, all of it. We got the scars, pal. We got the track record. How dare you say I'm not an American or Joe Kent? My family came here on both sides on the Mayflower, buddy pal. My family in England invented the stock exchange. I'm related.
Wait a minute. Is that, I mean, holy shit, is that true? I mean, that's quite a fucking pedigree, dude. That's quite a pedigree.
The William the Conqueror
Holy
and the
shit.
old kings of England and invented the stock exchange. I'm related to William the Conqueror and the old kings of England.
Jesus, I believe
My
it.
family raised Colonel Travis and shipped in 2 boats of Protestant Bibles under the orders of Andrew Jackson to prepare the war to take this from Mexico in a decade program. You don't know shit about America.
I believe it, dude. Look, imagine like if Alex Jones's ancestors were anything like him. I mean, the level of like morale that he can give off, like he could get people to go march to death. Like he's got that vibe, dude. I can see him leading an army in like a knight of shining armor and just like, I could see it, bro. I can see it.
You don't get more thoroughbred, buddy. Look at it. This is it. Not bragging. But when he's Lord of the Rings thing, I'm the heir of Isildur, not you. What is happening in America obviously is affecting the whole world. What's happening in Iran, it is all at the center of the old global order collapsing. And Trump coming in and trying to assert American dominance over the planet. Now, if that American dominance is done through freedom and soft power and with American values, I was as happy as a pig in you-know-what the first 6 months because we really had advisors and people around Trump like Charlie Kirk and Tucker Carlson and Joe Kent that were really keeping Trump on target. the same thing with Elon Musk, all of them working basically together. Now, I know all the inside baseball, and a lot of this is starting to come out. They're trying to claim that Kent was leaking classified information and things. No, he wasn't. You have all the talking heads calling him the leader of a Nazi movement that's trying to have a coup, totally insane. And you have all the talking heads, Bongino, the rest of them saying, Kent never really talked to the president, and why Charlie Kirk was pro-Iran war, and that's lies. Well, Trump was anti-Iran war. And I know Charlie was. I can play all the clips. Plus, I've told you this when Charlie got killed 6 months ago.
I remember Charlie Kirk rallying against it during the 12-Day War. Operation whatever the fuck. Yeah, I remember him being against. I mean, everybody in MAGA was. But now we got like all these, I don't even understand it. Like MAGA is just like, it's completely morphed into something I don't even fucking recognize anymore. It's crazy.
That he had called me a couple times in the months before and would say, I just want to thank you for putting pressure on the Epstein thing. We need to force and really push Trump to do that. This is terrible. And also saying, thank you for hammering the Iran war and really putting all the pressure on you can. I said that word for word. The text messages have been released by different well-known journalists and people talking to Kirk, saying the exact same thing I said back in September. I can show you my text messages, I guess. But the point is that they're coming out and saying Kent's a liar and that Kirk was not at the White House. Kirk was constantly there. Trump loved him like a son. And that's what they hate, is somebody having Trump's ear.
It didn't seem like Trump was really, I don't know. It didn't seem like Trump was that affected when Kirk got murdered.
At Crumpulus Stevie super chatted $5. We must adopt the "I'll eat your ass" mentality of Alex against these phonies in our government.
Yeah, we got to figure out the next way to wage war against this bullshit. Because Trump's not it. I mean, Trump's not going to go in there and destroy the fucking swamp. So we got to figure out how we do it. I mean, people are going to say, well, we can't do it through voting. I don't know. We got to figure it out. Thank you very much for the $5, dude. I appreciate it very much, Crumpulus. Hope you're doing good, buddy.
You remember back when Trump was his first administration, about a year in, there were headlines saying the new chief of staff's job is to keep Alex Jones and InfoWars away from Trump. And that was just because, for whatever reason, he would listen to me and I would get him stuff. And I barely talk to him like every month or something. But they went crazy about it because I said, sir, here's a list of Soros operatives. This woman's on the Soros board. What?
Yeah, what I was going to say was Charlie Kirk, when Charlie Kirk died, I remember Trump, somebody asked him about it, and he just kind of quickly like pivoted to talking about his new ballroom and how excited he is about his ballroom, and it was kind of weird. I'm not saying it didn't affect him, but it sure didn't seem to bother him that much.
Just like you see reporters will talk to him, now they open up the press corps and they'll say, sir, did you know this? Did you know that Hunter Biden has 15 Secret Service and is on a trip to South Africa, government paid for? What? Let me look into that.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about at MLH Mods. It was kind of like, really, dude? Like this shit just happened and you're just like, well, let's talk about my beautiful ballroom. Let's not talk about that. Okay. He's done that quite a few times. Like, I guess that the fact that he doesn't have to run again, we're getting like completely unfiltered fucking ego to the fucking moon Trump right now. And it's a little disgusting.
Hours later, he pulls it. It's that access. And so they're acting like these people are liars. It's on record that Kirk was doing this. He told me this. But again, this is important because there's a tug of war right now with the neocons and Israel lobby trying to get Trump to invade physically with boots on the ground. But Dan Bongino and all the rest of them are literally, I have the clips, saying, this is insane. These people are liars. They don't know Trump. Charlie Kirk was pro-war. He didn't meet with Trump. He actually says that. And Joe Kent's a liar. Charlie never told him that. And then we have the text messages on top of it. Charlie Kirk called and thanked me for that. Please keep the pressure to stop this Iran war. And also, another call, keep putting pressure. The White House is really watching and listening to get him to just order all the Epstein stuff out because we know he's not in it. But my God, this is going to kill us.
Yeah, dude, it does suck that Charlie Kirk is dead because I would have loved to seen how things would have played out with Kirk still in the picture.
And Kirk said that everywhere. And Bongino's like, these people are filth. Joe Kent's the most disgusting person. I bring up Bongino because he's just, the one example to use. You all see it. It's everywhere. And the bots and the influencers, the neocons, who is the chief neocon in America now? Because the other ones are dead. Rumsfeld, Cheney, all of them. It's Mark Levin and Benny Shapiro and Dan.
You don't know how to say his last name?
Bongino, or whatever his name is. Bongino. And
you know how to say his name,
that's
Alex.
where we are. And they are the good guys, and those of us.
That's what good guys do. Good guys cover up for pedophiles. Good guys, that's good guy shit. In my book, yeah, when you cover up for pedophiles, like, you're a good guy. And then you can go on your show and talk about how everybody else is disgusting when you're covering up for fucking pedophiles. What did he say? Bongiorno? Dan Bongino. Fuck you, buddy.
That supported the old Trump, actually did what he said he would on foreign policy. We're the bad guys. Okay, great. Were we right about what was going to happen? Oh, we were. Because we're informed. We're involved. That's why we supported you. And I knew about this fight last year and told you there was a big fight over Iran going on. And I talked to Charlie Kirk about it. And I can confirm. And Charlie Kirk said it publicly. But the neocons say, no, we're all liars. Bongino says, what does Jones know about the military? Well, what's a New York cop, Secret Service guy know, buddy? What's a fission fusion reactor? What's an X-ray laser? What's a DU meteor gun sabot?
What is a DU gun? What? Say that again?
What's a DU meteor gun sabot?
A DU meteor gun sabot. I have no fucking clue. I've never heard of that.
What's a hydrogen bomb, nuclear reactor fueled expansion weapon? You don't know jack shit, pal. I knew more about this stuff when I was 10 years old than you do. So, and that's why I'm tomorrow's news today.
Dude, we need to get Alex and Bongino on the next Aiden Ross card or whatever the fuck. Whatever that shit's called. God, I need to see it. I need to see Alex Jones and Dan Bongino do battle in the squared circle.
I'm not in competition with you, but you want to lord over everyone like you're God. And like, who's this guy that just fell off the turnip truck? Does this guy think he's Alex Jones, Bongino says? I got clips of him. I just was the detonator and the initiator on record, the Rand Corporation, the Rockefeller Foundation. It's public, decades ago saying I must be stopped or I'm going to have a successful movement to bring down globalism. What happened, bitches? And I don't toot my horn to toot it. It's like to literally have these nobodies come in here and tell us we're traitors when we've got the pedigree, the long term, the persecution, the prison sentences, the billion-dollar judgments, all of it. We got the scars, pal. We got the track record. How dare you say I'm not an American or Joe Kent? My family came here on both sides on the Mayflower, buddy pal. My family in England invented the stock exchange. I'm related to William the Conqueror and the old kings of England.
Well, my family on my dad's side was here before you, Alex, because he came with the Spanish, the conquistadors, the conquerors. They conquered everybody, dude. Yeah, I mean, Spain was like early on into. I think it was before. I don't know. I'm pretty sure my family. So yeah, I got you beat there, Alex.
My family raised Colonel Travis and shipped in 2 boats of Protestant Bibles under the orders of Andrew Jackson to prepare the war to take this from Mexico.
Did they adopt Travis? How's that work? I mean, I'm the Alamo. In case you guys don't know, William Travis. I'd like to hear more about Alex's actual This is pretty fascinating, to be honest. All the shit he's connected to. That's a good freeze frame. I should have used that for the thumbnail.
Decade program. You don't know shit about America. You don't get more thoroughbred, buddy. Look at it. This is it. Not bragging. But when he's Lord of the Rings thing, I'm the heir of Isildur, not you. Hey, Hey, I love Italian Americans, some of the best people I know. But, buddy, your family just got off the Sicilian boat. You want to call people that protest you Mongols? Nothing against you, bro. I think it's cool you're half black.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I mean, yeah, hold on.
All people that protest you Mongols? Nothing against you, bro. I think it's cool you're half black. Probably got a foot-long dick. The point is that I don't want to hear your shit anymore. Is that I don't want to hear your shit anymore. Your beady little eyes and all the rest of it. I love the fact the Moors conquered Sicily. You ought to be a proud African American.
Yeah, is he not proud of that he's an African American? He's not proud of it? That's fucked up, bro. And he probably does have a foot long dick.
Just don't shake your finger at me and tell me I'm not an American, pal.
Amen.
I'm related to the people that conquered Europe.
We're the most fucking, honestly, all of us that are calling out the Iran war and pissing off a lot of our followers who are just diehard Trump, we are the most patriotic, okay? We didn't cover up the fucking Epstein files. We're smart enough not to sell out our fucking country with stupid wars and shit. We really are the most patriotic, dude. Standing up for stupid wars that only hurt your country, that's patriotic. Because you're going to hear nothing but, like, we're fucking traitors and we're on Iran's side and we're going to hear all that fucking bullshit that we heard. That's the same bullshit we heard with the Iraq war and all that. And you gotta fight back against that, because the patriotic thing to do is to not start stupid fucking wars that hurt American citizens, and that's what's going to happen. But do you want Iran to have a bomb? Oh, you're mad about paying an extra $1 for gas? But what about Iran having a nuke? Wouldn't that up? Shut the fuck up. Ooh, gotta calm down. Almost went full maggot. Can't do that.
Directly. And I'm an American, and this is our country. And you don't tell me I'm not an American, punk.
Oh, I love it.
Don't you do it.
Want to hear that?
And you don't tell me I'm not an American, punk. Don't you do it.
That punk hit so hard, bro.
And you don't tell me I'm not an American, punk. Don't you do it.
It's way better than when Mark Levine likes to do that a lot. Like, Mark Levine thinks he's like Clint Eastwood or some shit. He's always all punk this, punk that. This is the way you use punk. It's believable when Alex does it.
Sack of shit. Let me do this.
That's so good. That's so good, dude. We need more Alex attacking. We need more. I want Alex to go at Trump like this. I know he's holding back because he's like, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. But yeah. Toss that baby out. Fuck that baby. So we got Alex. So yeah, everybody's talking about this. We got a few clips of it, of Rogan talking about it. The Iran war with Dave Smith. Everybody's making a big deal. Oh, Rogan called MAGA a bunch of dorks. And it's like, well, that's probably putting it lightly right now. Because, it's, I don't, if you would have told me this is the state of the world today, like a year ago, I would be like, there's no way. There's no way this is what MAGA became so quickly. It's a neocon movement now. How the fuck did that happen? That's what MAGA was against. So Dorks, I think, is kind of going light. Hypocrites, cult members, not all of them. I mean, obviously there's still some good ones who are like just holding out hope that Trump's going to change his direction. But really, it's time for the MAGA movement to figure out. Well, I've been saying this before the Iran war. It's time to figure out the next path. Like, Trump's done. We got to figure out where we go from there. And the Iran war made that even more fucking clear. We got to figure out where we're going from here.
They think, by the way, Ben Shapiro used this same line called, he said, Trump finally broke Iraq war syndrome. Because they think, see, from Ben Shapiro's perspective, the illness is after you lie the American people into a war and slaughter 1 million people. The illness isn't that. That you might look at that as the bad part, but the bad part is that these annoying Americans have this tendency to not want to do that again after that. But he claims Trump has broken Iraq war syndrome. Of course, there's really no evidence with support of the American people that...
I see this a lot on X as well, like, all these stupid millennials, they're so against all because of Iraq. Like, oh, this is nothing like Iraq. It's like, yeah, it's worse than Iraq, retard. Iraq was fucking easy. This is like super, 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 super fucking difficult. And if you put boots on the ground, my God, dude. there's a lot of people coping about like, oh, MAGA's not this and MAGA's fine and MAGA. No. Right now it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. It was already probably going to be terrible for the midterms. You just guaranteed it. And stop being angry at us for pointing out the obvious, which is Trump is fucking everything up. Like, stop being mad at us. We're just pointing out the obvious. Be mad at Trump. He's the one fucking it up. He's the one selling out the movement. He's the one making sure the midterms are going to be a complete fucking disaster. So maybe you should be mad at Trump and not mad at the rest of us who are pointing out the obvious, which is he's selling us the fuck out. He's the great betrayer, dude. That's what he is. The great betrayer.
That has changed at all. And, you know, the George H.W. Bush was said to have defeated Vietnam War syndrome in Panama and in Iraq because they were relatively easy.
It's going to be, people are saying Vietnam 2.0. This is probably going to be, if we decide that we got to go in and take it, boots on the ground and regime change, like, it's going to be worse than Vietnam.
Right. You know, bloodless on the American side or very, very limited, you know, injuries and deaths. And they, you know, they weren't like quagmires that went on forever or whatever. But, of course, after the Persian Gulf War in 92, we went on to be bombing Iraq for ever since, essentially. You know, I mean, for 30 straight years after that, we were still at war with that country.
They think for 1 million people being dead.
Yeah.
What is public support? Let's put that into our sponsor perplexity.
It's crazy how we're a Christian country, but yet, like, we have no problem with just killing other people, just bombing innocent people. It's like, oh, but Iran's terrible, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, like, the children that died, like, the innocent people that get bombed, like, I don't know, dude. I think morally this country is fucking... We need to get our shit together is what I'm saying. Okay? Because morally, our soul is dark as fuck, bro. This country would go to hell, if you ask me. If this country was a singular soul that was getting judged by God, it would go to hell.
Super chatted $2. Good stuff. I miss your edits. Love ya. No homo.
Thank you, Barack Drone something. That's cut off there at the B, Drone B. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
What is current public support for the Iran war in America? And first of all, how will they know? No one's asked me.
Yeah, no one's asked me either.
That's a fair point.
That's what I would say about polls. When was the last time you answered a poll? When was the last time anybody called you up and said, Dave, man, first of all, when was the last time you ever picked up the phone if you didn't know who was calling?
Anybody here ever fucking answered one of these polls? Anybody of the 187 people watching? Has a single one of you ever answered one of these fucking polls, dude? Please, raise your hand and say aye if you have.
And then when you do answer, when was the last time you said yes to a poll?
I don't even remember ever getting called.
It has to be the dumbest of dumb people that answer those polls. So then you got to realize, out of those stupid fucking idiots, even how many of them think the war's a good idea?
It's even unpopular amongst them.
I mean... What does it say here? Most recent national polls show Americans overall oppose the current war with Iran and think U.S. military action has gone too far. A Quinnipiac poll finds 54%. What is Quinnipiac? Poll finds 54% of U.S. voters oppose U.S. military action against Iran, and 39% support it.
See, one thing that keep going, MAGA 100% support. If you're not counting the independents that voted for Trump, what's more important is, did you vote for Trump? Because it's kind of a weird game they're playing by, like, MAGA supports it. Okay, if you look at people that voted for Trump, his support is cratering. If you look at that and how the war is supported, it's terrible, dude. I got some polls on that later on. Hopefully we'll get to, but it's such bullshit. And I swear to God, it's like these people want to see MAGA fail, so they're going to be like, everybody supports it. Keep doing it, Trump.
Super chatted $2. America is the great Satan.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say we're the great Satan, but we got to really stop murdering people around the world for no fucking reason. Like, we got to respect other countries' sovereignty and stop being like, well, we don't like this, so we're going to just, get our whole country riled up and make you look like you're some demon so we can fucking go in and murder and take over your shit. Like, we got to stop doing that. We got to maybe have a Christian mindset when it comes to how this country operates, where it's like, do unto others as you want done unto you. Maybe as a country, we should also behave that way, because we do not behave that way. If we had to deal with the shit that we do to other countries, if we dealt with that shit, we would be fucking mad, like ready to go invade and fuck. I mean, it's insane. I don't know. It's just insane the level of disconnect that a lot of our citizens have to the fucking just terrible shit we do as a country.
I wonder how many of those 39.
Thank you for super chat, Metal.
And
well, not too much. We don't have the numbers.
A poll reports about what is the number of Jewish people in America?
2%, something like that.
6 in 10 adults say U.S. military action against Iran is gone.
Yeah, I think there's some issues with YouTube. So if you guys see any issues with the stream buffering, hopefully it'll fix. I don't know what the fuck, dude.
Too far. Only about a quarter say it's been about right. 25%. Poofa. First of all,
at Cybertwitch super chatted $1.99.
Like,
just rename Earth to America. Their problem solved.
I mean, yeah, that seems to be the goal, right? Just world domination.
Who are we talking about?
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
who was
it.
asked finds Republicans largely support the military action, around 86% support. Whoa.
Yeah.
Really? Because I talked to a lot of Republicans that think it's a terrible idea.
Dude, my whole family, it was Trump supporters, dude. Every single person. Guess what? They're all fucking
Damien
upset.
Super chatted $5. Our nation has been morally bankrupt for more than a century now. It's just never been this visible before, largely BC of the internet and social media.
I think if we got a new leadership that made it clear, hey, we're going in a new direction. We're going to respect sovereignty. We're going to stop bombing countries just because, they do something we don't like. And I don't know, maybe there's a chance we could fix this shit in the future. If we really try. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for the $5, guys.
While large majorities of Democrats, around 92%, and independents, about 64%, oppose it. 92%. Who are the 8% of Democrats that are like, let's fucking go? You think maybe they're Jews?
Or they work for CNN. Whatever.
CNN thinks it's a good idea? No.
Dude, CNN is running cover for Donald Trump during this time.
Come on. For real?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, they put up a poll the other day. They had a graphic that said 100% of MAGA supports the war in Iran. It's like after all these years.
Say he liked it or something like that.
Oh, but hold on a
CNN
second.
Likes me.
Is that running cover, or is that making them look bad? Because most Americans don't support the war, and most Democrats, 92%, don't support the war. So if that's the case, wouldn't that just make it look like these MAGA people are a fucking problem?
I guess.
Oh my God, MAGA GOP view of.
Okay, that took longer because it's fucking froze up on me. Okay, that took longer because it's fucking froze up on me.
At Andrew Mills 7468 super chatted $19.99. I've been watching for 2 years, just got a job and got paid, so I got to send some money.
Well, thank
but
you, bro.
The midterms are fucked and Trump is gonna get impeached and JD Vance gonna be president, but IDK.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll actually be able to pull off the impeachment. I mean, it has to go through the Senate. It's like a trial, and you got to get, I think, 67 senators to vote for impeachment. So I don't think they'll be able to actually impeach him. But there's a point where even MAGA seems like they want him to be, well, not MAGA, but Trump voters are turning on Trump and are like, fuck him. I don't care if he gets impeached. Fuck this guy. He's a traitor. Hopefully everything's working better now. Thank you, brothers. And thank you. What was the last one from St. Onion? May the great awakening continue. God bless you, St. Onion. I mean, this might be what we need in the long run to get even more serious about fixing the fucking country. I'm getting constant buffering too. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on. It's so fucking, it should be good now. It should be getting better. It says excellent now. I lowered my bit rate and changed it to 720p. So now it shows excellent. So it should be better now. Should be better. And congrats on the new job, Andrew Wilson, brother. I hope it's going good.
Voters. And so what they're doing here is that they're filtering who they consider to be MAGA, and who they consider to be MAGA are the people who still say they support Donald Trump.
Super chatted $2. Never been unemployed. Play Counter-Strike again.
Yeah, I might at some point play some Counter-Strike again, Cabby, or a different game. Who knows? There will be gaming streams again. Thank you, bro.
100% of the people who don't support this war stopped supporting Donald Trump over it.
Right, but look at this little thing on the bottom they don't show you. 66%, 31% split among Non-MAGA.
Right.
But is that non-MAGA Republicans? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think that's non-MAGA Americans, I believe.
How, like, the whole MAGA thing, it's like, we're so fractioned as it is.
Yeah.
Like this whole idea of right versus left as it is, and now you've got...
It's so annoying. I was climbing over 200, and then all of a sudden, every time I have some success, it's fucking something, right? Isn't it? Have you guys noticed that? Every time I start doing well, it's always something. If it's not the internet, it's YouTube removing the stream because of some stupid shit. Swear to God, bro.
A MAGA
Somebody's out to get me, dude. Somebody don't want success here.
Section of the right.
It's all just ridiculous, dude. But it's a way to describe it as anything other than what it is, which is the most unpopular war in American history going into it. And for good reason. Look, dude, he didn't even bother to like sell us on a propaganda campaign about it. It was like the laziest, like, just lie us into it.
Let's put on a fucking firm tinfoil hat right now. Let's get a double layer Reynolds wrap, fucking crease the edges, fold it down. Why would he want to do this? Why would he want to... Look, I am not denying that the regime of Iran is a giant problem. I'm certainly not denying that if I was Israel, I would not want them there. They hate you. They're trying to get a nuclear weapon. They're right there. I get the Israel position. I totally understand how they're so just vehemently in defense of their homeland. Like, they're surrounded by people that hate them. They're the one Jewish country. Everyone else is a Muslim. They all want a caliphate. They all want to kill them. It's been going on forever. They think it's in God's word that they have it. It's a lot of craziness. Mm-hmm. I get it. Why now? Like, why now? Like, what does that make any sense?
Well, Trump...
Because they're able to convince somebody finally to do this stupid shit. That's what's so disappointing about Trump. It's like, they've wanted to do this forever. No president was stupid enough to do this. Even George Bush, who could have done this. He had all the will to do whatever the fuck he wanted after 9/11, but he was smart enough not to do this stupid shit. Because Iran is it's a different situation, bro. It's not Iraq. It's not Afghanistan. It's not Syria. It's not Libya. It's not fucking Venezuela. It's Vietnam on fucking steroids. So every president's like, fuck that. No, I'm not going to be the one to do that. But Trump, they just kissed his ass right. They kissed his ass just good enough to get him to do it. Yeah, I'm getting a fuckload of dropped frames still. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this internet, but we're going to push through.
Himself has said, which literally this would be like considered an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory if anyone else had said it, but Donald Trump has openly talked about many times how the Adelsons give him all this money and they come by every day and all they have is another demand on behalf of Israel. Donald Trump also very early in his political career got in trouble with the Israel lobby and then immediately pivoted to to winning their favor back over by saying he would tear up the JCPOA, the Iran deal that Obama got us into.
Is this all because they kept calling Trump a Nazi? And Trump's a Nazi and anti-Semitic and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, it's got to go all the way to prove he's not anti-Semitic. I'm not anti-Semitic. Look, whatever war you want. What do you want me to do? Whatever war you want. That might be it, dude.
And it looks to me...
Or that's the Epstein files, the blackmail. I mean, that's probably one of the most likely things, at this point. As much as I hate to admit it, there's probably some blackmail going on, in my humble opinion.
There's speculation aside, who knows exactly what control they have over the guy. But it looks to me that after Venezuela and when there were these big street protests and riots against the regime and around there, that they convinced Trump, and this is what Joe Kent, his director of counterterrorism, has said too, that they essentially convinced him that this would be the time you could do it swiftly, surgically remove the regime, and the people would rise up and overthrow it. And this is what Donald Trump said when he launched this war. He said, this is a regime change, and I'm calling on the great people of Iran to rise up. And they did.
Oh, what happened to that? What's the cope now with that? Because people were coping when we said it earlier. They're like, oh, well, they haven't gotten the signal yet to do it. What's what happened? I thought all we had to do was take out the fucking Alamani, Khomeini, Babani, and all of a sudden they were going to take to the streets and they were going to take it. They're just waiting for the right moment. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, does it? And I said it early on, like, we start bombing their country, they're going to rally together. And even the people who hate the fucking regime, who beforehand were like, you know what? Yeah, it would be nice if we got, oh, wait, they fucking bombed 200 of our fucking little girls? Okay, yeah, I guess I should rally for my country at this point. Like, that's so fucking obvious that's what it was. But people are so stupid. They fall for such obvious bullshit, and they, like, the logic center of their brain just goes away, and it's like, oh, Mark Levine told me they're going to love it. Mark Levine told me it's going to be easy. It's like, dude, use your fucking common sense, please, people.
They rose up by at least the hundreds of thousands. They were out in Tehran in defense of the regime, chanting death to America. Because it turns out when you kill 165 little girls...
And thank you guys for the super chat. Sorry, but it says excellent now. Hopefully the stream's looking better now. Hopefully.
That doesn't make a country go, we love you. Thank you for that.
But before the bombing, there were people in the streets that were protesting. And people were killed because of that. A lot. That's the other thing, is that regime is like they clamp down, and they do it with public figures. They killed a very prominent wrestler from Iran. Really, two of them. They killed one a few years back. The UFC tried to step in and somehow or other stop it, but he was also one that was accused of protesting against the government.
Listen, I don't know about this most recent one. I'm not saying this is true at all. I don't trust any governments, but they claimed he killed a few cops. That's what the Iranian regime said he was being hung for. Now, I don't know.
The wrestler?
Yeah, the wrestler.
I didn't see that.
Convicted of that, whatever that means in a mullah-run court, you know. Yeah. So I'm not saying that's right at all, but I will say this, right? The Donald Trump, when he launched this war, and there's been a whole lot of just false claims that have been made, but he said specifically that they killed...
Ahmadinejad got killed as well. He got assassinated by Israel. It's gotten so bad that America has to, like, everybody we're talking to, they were about to get assassinated too. Like, supposedly the people we're talking to about getting a peace deal going on, if that's even fucking real, because who knows? That's a little fishy. America had to, like, tell Israel, please don't fucking kill these people. We're actually talking to them. Because it seems like every time we have somebody that we might be able to communicate with or make a deal with, Israel kills them. Because Israel does not want a deal. Israel wants complete regime change and a puppet put in there. And I was reading about, like, a lot of the history, Operation Ajax, all the way back to World War II. Like, Russia and Britain fucking invaded Iran in World War II just to get the fucking oil. And this is all it's about. It's always been about the oil and just getting control of the oil. But we make it about all these other things, like, oh, these people are terrible and they did this terrible thing. And it's like, there's a lot of terrible fucking regimes out there. But why does this one matter? Because we want their oil. Okay. Who fucking cares, bro? Don't we have enough oil here? And are we at the point where we can kind of start transitioning into, like, other technologies? Like, we got electric cars. They work. I mean, it's not perfect, but they work. We know, nuclear power, all that shit. Let's start transitioning and get off of this shit.
32,000 protesters. There has not been a shred of evidence presented to back up this claim. Now, I'm not saying it's not true. I'm not putting it past this government that they would do that. And they've acknowledged that a lot of people have died. I think the last I had seen was that, I know they were saying, the government of Iran, this is before the Ayatollah was killed, they were saying it was something like 3,000 people had died. And then the CIA
But when you say died, does it mean they killed the protesters?
That's unclear. That's not what they are claiming. But then the CIA, at least there was a piece in the Washington,
So you're not supposed to question this, but every piece of propaganda that they would always use, going back to Iraq, the kids on incubators, the weapons of mass destruction, every little fucking thing that they used to justify ended up being bullshit. So I don't know. Maybe there's some truth to this. 30 to 40,000 people. I don't know, dude. But I can't believe anything that they say to try to justify their warmongering, because it usually turns out to be fucking bullshit. So if you're just going off history and track record, take it with a grain of salt.
Super chatted $5, sits on some of the biggest oil reserves in the world.
Yeah. Apparently we're fucking going to be the largest fucking oil producer, all that shit. So, like, what the fuck do we care anymore? Like, just, I don't know. Can we just actually have America first and actually, like, fix the problems here? instead of actually making them worse. Like, yeah, we can really afford to have prices go up. It's not like Americans are stretched super fucking thin and no one's going out to eat. Restaurants are closing up left and right. Fast food restaurants are going out of business because nobody has the money to even go out and eat anymore. Everybody's having to figure out, okay, what did I used to spend my money on? I mean, that's so bad for the economy. But yeah, let's just keep doing it. Let's keep doing the thing that we actually voted for you to fix. It's so fucking retarded. And yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath. And this is, and they're like, now they're trying to guilt trip all of us who are like, man, Trump betrayed us. This is terrible. And the midterms are going to be a disaster now. You know, well, it's all your fault because you're doom pilling and you're black pill, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, it's not our fault. Stop guilt tripping us for just acknowledging reality. You need to be mad at Trump because the reason that the Democrats are going to win the midterms is not because of us going, hey, Trump's fucking up. No, it's because of Trump fucking up. It's because of him betraying his voters. And a lot of those people, you can fucking scream at them all day about how the Democrats are going to be so bad. Yeah, that's why it sucks. That's why it sucks that Trump is such a failure and a betrayer, because now we're going to have Democrats in power and nobody fucking wants that. But that's Trump's fault. It's not our fault for pointing out the obvious fuck ups that's going to lead to them. But yeah, they want to, I guarantee you when the midterms happen and it's going to be, and it's terrible, are they going to be like, oh, Trump fucked up and he shouldn't have started this war? No, they're going to, people like Bongino and all the fucking cultists are going to blame Rogan. They're going to blame people like me. They're going to blame Alex Jones. They're going to blame all the people who fucking said, hey, you fucked up. This is terrible. And it's bad politically. Everybody can look at it. If you're looking at it with a right mind and not some cult fucking weird point of view, can look at this and go, yeah, this is obviously something that's going to fuck up the coalition and politically is going to be disastrous. But no, just keep listening to the neocons, you know, like they don't lie and fucking, it's just, I can't believe where we're at. I mean, I was expecting to be disappointed, but I was not expecting him to go full neocon. It's just hard to wrap my head around.
In the Wall Street Journal, where they had said, and this was like a week and a half into it, that they estimated like 6,500 or something like that. But this is a huge question, right? It's not clear at all. Like, were they lining people up and just executing them for the crime of protesting? They hung the wrestler. But I'm saying the people who have been killed here.
Iran protest death toll could top 30,000, according to local health officials. And this is from Time magazine. As many as 30,000 people could have been killed in the streets of Iran on January 8th and 9th alone. Two senior officials of the country's Ministry of Health told Time, indicating a dramatic surge in the death toll. So many people were slaughtered by Iranian security services that Thursday and Friday it overwhelmed the state's capacity to dispose of the dead. Stocks of body bags were exhausted, the official said, and 18-wheel semi-trailers replaced ambulances.
Now, listen, that's all I need to hear. Let's send 1 million Americans over there now. Let's go. Okay, that's good enough. Let's start Vietnam 2.0. Okay. Now, it's none of our fucking problem. It's not our fucking problem, okay? We should condemn it on the international stage, you know, all that shit. But at the end of the day, your job as an elected official is to look after Americans and our fucking interests. And we did not vote to be going and playing fucking daddy among the global world again, okay? We didn't vote for that. We voted against that. But here we are.
All I'm saying here, man, is that you gotta be, I've just seen this movie play out a lot of times. You gotta be really careful about these accusations that are made in the run up to a war. They're basically saying, we have a source who told us this.
What year was this? I mean, excuse me, what date was this? January 25th.
So the protest started in late December and then in January. This is
time was.
Yeah, because nobody ever lies about shit like this, right? Like maybe you are like, maybe it's some group in Iran who wants to bring the Shah back. By the way, the Shah was pretty fucking terrible too. I mean, when I read about, you know, because that's when we put the Shah in World War II. We went in. Iran was completely not prepared, and Russia and Britain basically invaded, and it was like so easy to take Iran back then because they were just not prepared for it. They were neutral, and yeah, and then we put in the. I think we had the Shah step down, and we put in the Shah's son or some shit, and yeah, the Shah was pretty fucking terrible too, dude. So yeah. I don't know, but maybe yeah, it's people that are loyal to the Shah. They want to see the Shah come back. So I mean, would it be out of the realm of possibility that somebody would make up some shit like that to try to motivate Americans to want to do something? I don't know. Not like that hasn't happened before.
Unable to independently verify these figures.
That's right. Listen, the claim.
Take my word for it, bro.
Being made here, right, is that look in this. They said in 2 days.
True or not true? I still should not be fucking going over there and getting involved in bombing them. Either way, true or not true, still fucking stupid to be getting involved.
In 2 days, 30,000 people were killed. If that is true, that is up there with one of the biggest massacres in human history. The biggest massacres during World War II were like around that. The numbers.
Says, as of Saturday, U.S.-based human rights activist news agency had confirmed 5,459 deaths and is investigating 17,000 more.
Yes.
So that's at least close. So we're in the neighborhood. We're in the 20s. Just if what they're investigating turns out to be accurate.
If that's the case, but we're talking also here, Joe, about like NED-funded U.S.-based NGOs who are really around hawks. You know.
Good point.
And I'm just saying, like, look, the claim here is that around. You know, I saw a bunch of the zombies.
There's no video of this. You would imagine if 40,000 people were killed in 2 days, it would have been just like complete fucking madness. Like, I mean, you would need like giant machine guns just aimed at crowds, just like nonstop. Like, that's a crazy amount of people to kill in what they said 2 days, right? And there's no video footage of this. There's nothing. It's just take my word for it, bro. I don't know. It's kind of fishy.
Scientists online, when this was first coming out back in January, they were like, oh my God, they've already killed half as many people as died in Gaza in just a couple days. And you're like, right, that's a hell of a claim, right? I mean, like, if you, just from following wars all these years, if you started carpet bombing Tehran, Vietnam style, carpet bombing Tehran, after 2 days, that's the type of death toll you'd be looking at.
Well, the thing is, they don't have internet access to
well,
the
they
rest
shut
of the
down
world.
the internet.
Yeah, there's no video of the schoolgirls. I thought there was some. I thought maybe, I don't know for sure if that's even accurate, but let's pretend you are. Why would our own people acknowledge it then? Okay, at first they said it was Iran, and I believed it. Okay, Iran had a missile. It was Iran that fucked up, and they hit their own school. But then our own fucking people came out and said, actually, it looks like it was us. Why would our own people do that? I'm surprised they didn't lie about it. I would have figured out, you know, even if they knew it was us, they would still fucking lie about it, but no. So that one to me is, if our own people are going to come out and say, hey, it looks like it was us, and then you can freeze frame it and see it's a fucking Tomahawk. See, yeah, there is a video of that, of the missile hitting it. That's how people know it's a Tomahawk. They freeze frame it and they look at it. They could tell it's a fucking Tomahawk, which Iran's not shooting Tomahawks. But whatever, guys, keep believing the propaganda.
CyberTwitch super chatted $19.99. Trump said 4 weeks or less. It has been 4 weeks.
Yeah, dude, it was always bullshit, CyberTwitch. It's like, just go look what happened with Iraq, and that's what's going to happen here. Okay, unless Trump gets smart, because I hope to God they're serious about these peace talks, because there's reports on both sides. Reports are saying, well, Trump's leaning on sending troops and putting boots on the ground, and then other reports are Trump's done with this. He's already bored of this, and he thinks, you know. So I don't know which one's true, but my God, I hope somebody has talked some sense into him and said, your whole legacy is going to be this. This is going to be your legacy. Okay, not the economy, not, you know, all the other shit. It's going to be, you got us into a stupid fucking war, got a bunch of people killed, got a bunch of school children killed. Like, this is your legacy unless you back off now. So I don't know. I'm hoping he's waking up.
In that period.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm trying to wake him up, though. I'm trying. And people like me who are like, you're fucking up. This is terrible. You're betraying us. We're trying. All of this is in an effort to wake up Trump and be like, look, dude, your whole support is going away now. But yeah, we're all just traitors, dude. I guess not wanting stupid wars that are going to impoverish American people and kill tons of innocent people and probably not even gain anything at the end of the day. Not for us. That makes me unpatriotic. Makes me a traitor. Okay.
Were pictures that came out. All I'm saying is that if you had numbers like that, you would expect there to be some evidence that you could point to. And there's like one picture where they've pointed to like a couple dozen body bags and been like, see, look at this. But look, maybe it's true. Maybe it's not. I'm very skeptical of these claims when they're made right before we launch a war. But I think the other point is that at least then there has been some evidence of this, right? There were police stations that were burned. There were mosques that were attacked. These were not just peaceful protests. I'm not saying they don't have a right to violently rise up and overthrow their government, whatever. But all the hawks in the West were saying these people are trying to overthrow their government.
Not only that, in the past, our agencies, our intelligence agencies, have engaged in nefarious practices where we have conscripted certain people to go and light things on fire and blow things up and create these events to accelerate.
Front page of the Jerusalem Post, they were bragging that there was Mossad within the protests.
Of course, dude.
So now look, I don't know, but also the thing is this, right? If you are trying to overthrow a government will kill you for doing that. And that's true about every government, including our own. Including our own. If armed protesters went to try to overthrow Barack Obama's government, he would kill those people if they were actually a threat to do that.
Ashley Babbitt was murdered not January 6th.
And every single left-winger in the country went, well, that's okay. It was an insurrection. And by the way, every single right-winger in this country, when this Preddy guy got killed, we're like, well, he was interfering. Oh, I saw it. But by the way, the Preddy thing was the most textbook example of a bad shooting.
I disagree with Dave Smith on this one. I completely disagree. You have to understand the full context of the behavior of these people. You have to understand, like, they probably already knew this guy had a gun on him. This guy already was fucking acting like an unhinged lunatic, attacking ICE. And you gotta, I don't know, did they make a mistake? Should they have made better decisions? Yes. But when you put law enforcement in that position, mistakes are going to happen. And it would have been nice if they would have made the right decision in that split second that they have to make that decision? Yes. But to me, the responsibility falls on the organizers of these fucking, whatever they're called, legal observers, whatever they try to spin it as, where they would just follow fucking ICE around and then block them in with their vehicles. And lunatics like Petty, while armed, would go and get in confrontations with them. It was a recipe for disaster. And to me, yeah, it's terrible that it happened. Yeah, it would be nice if they didn't make the wrong decision or whatever. But you can't put law enforcement in that position. You just can't, you know? So to me, the responsibility ultimately lies with those cocksuckers, and they should have all been locked up. They should have all been put away. But no, I guess we're not going to do that now. We're going to go to war with Iran.
There's just no defending it. They had disarmed the guy. He's down. There's 6 of them. They panic. They put 6 bullets in him.
Do you know what happened?
I disagree, Dave.
Do you know the whole story of the gun?
I disagree.
The gun being removed?
Yeah. Do you know the whole story about the gun?
No. Oh, what?
Okay. The gun is a SIG P320.
Right.
A SIG P320 is notorious for accidental discharges.
Right.
There is a video of the cop removing the gun, walking off.
Yes, I saw that.
And the gun goes off.
Is that his gun for sure?
Yeah,
because I thought that hadn't been determined whether or not. I heard people speculating about that.
I've watched the video.
Yeah, every time I've seen it, it looks like when they pulled it, they took the gun away, it went off, and yeah, you can see the angle of one of the cops that fired. He didn't know what's going on. The guy's going like this, and you hear a gunshot. Dude, you can't do that. You can't go around stalking law enforcement, blocking them in with your vehicles, ramming them with your vehicles, attacking them in the street, kicking their vehicles, and then fucking getting into wrestling matches with them while you're on. Like, it's a recipe for disaster. And if you do that, there's a chance you're going to get shot. Okay. This wasn't a guy just walking to the grocery store and then the cops went up and you got to understand the full context of it. And did they technically make a mistake by shooting when there wasn't a danger of them being shot? Yes, they did make a mistake, but that shit's going to happen when you have a split second to decide and it's a wild scene.
Multiple times, and I've watched other people's analysis of it. Obviously, I'm no expert, but I do know something about guns, and that gun in particular, it's been demonstrated online that it will go off. There's a cop inside of a precinct. He bends over, not touching his gun in the holster, and it goes off. Yeah, there's a video of a guy on a range, and a gun just goes off, and he goes, "Whose fucking gun was that?" And the range master goes, "Is that a SIG?" And he goes, yeah. He goes, "Get that fucking gun off of my range."
Wow.
Because it's a P320.
No, so
SIG, I should be real clear. SIG makes a bunch of guns that are awesome. Like the P365 is like one of the best carry guns in the world. There's a lot of guns they make that don't have this issue. But that particular gun that Preddy had with one in the chamber, this fucking knucklehead's walking around with one in the chamber.
Absolutely. It's and all for. I'm just saying, the only point I'm making is that it's clearly, it was a fuck up. I'm not saying like they wanted to execute the guy.
Right.
I'm just saying like they had the gun taken from them. They didn't communicate that to each other. They freaked out. But literally all it took was seeing one video 11 days earlier where he kicked the back of a cop car.
Right.
And for every right winger to go, yeah, whatever.
Not just that, because I don't know, Dave, maybe you haven't been paying attention to what's going on with those ICE protests. I mean, no one's talking about it now, but that was the talk of the town. I covered the shit. These people were agitating law enforcement to get these sort of situations. That's the whole goal, right? The whole goal is to get law enforcement to have to either tackle you, arrest you, and then they can fucking take that photo and be like, look, law enforcement's arresting a citizen, and then it becomes a big story. The responsibility lies on the fuckers who, were LARPing as if they're like some militia trying to like fight a war against ICE in the streets. That's who the responsibility lies on. And those people should have been arrested. They should have, if we had been more heavy-handed with those fuckers, because it's against the law what they were doing, clearly against the law, and we had just arrested them right away and said, if you do this, you're going to jail. We're hitting you with the book, and put a stop to it. But no, we just let it keep happening, but with warnings, and we'll arrest you, but then we let you go right away. And then it kept escalating. It kept escalating until 2 people got killed. And if you watch the show, I told you this is where it was going to go, because it looked like a fucking insurrection with like mobs of people chasing ICE around, attacking them, throwing shit. I mean, there are some scenes in Minnesota where there's a mob of people throwing rocks at ICE agents, breaking out the back of their windshields. I mean, it looked like a fucking war zone. And it was just a matter of time before we saw something like this. And this isn't not ICE's fault, who's just trying to do their job. This lies on the fucking Ellison. It lies on Tim Walz and all the other Democrats in Minnesota who were organizing and promoting this. That's who's to blame, Dave, in my opinion.
Dude, got what you deserve. So all my point is about this, looking at this in the Iranian regime, it's just not clear. Like, what are you actually accusing them of? Are you saying that somebody was trying to overthrow the government and the government mowed them down? Are you saying that they lined up protesters and shot them all in the back of the head simply for voicing their opinion? Like, none of this is made clear, but when the war drums are beating, no one even cares to ask these questions. It's just like, yep, they killed their own people. And then if you notice with this war, much like with Venezuela and almost like with all of them, they just keep giving you, they throw 15 justifications at it. And you're like, wait, which one is the reason we're fighting this? Because I saw all of them like to play the humanitarian card and go, we're doing this to, for these oppressed people. We want them to rise up. They've been living under this brutal regime. And you're like, okay, 2 things. Number one, that is simply just not how U.S. foreign policy works. We don't fight wars on humanitarian grounds. You know what I mean? We're partners with some of the most brutal authoritarians in the world. And in the case of Israel, we've been funding their destruction of Gaza for the last 2.5 years. And
Doc, I don't know if you know this. I'm for mass deportations, and I don't think Trump went far enough. And just because you have you're weaponizing all these crazy leftists to go fucking hog wild in the streets against law enforcement doing what they're legally fucking supposed to do, which the voters voted for them to do, doesn't change my fucking opinion on it. I'm for deportations, bro. I don't. Maybe you haven't been watching the show. This is a big problem with Trump. He's not for him anymore. He's backing off because the bad press.
So that's not really what's motivating this here. And then number 2, Donald Trump, even just the other day, said he'll be partners with the new Ayatollah and run the Strait of Hormuz together. He's backed off.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he's backed off of regime change. Or
Bro,
there's the idea
Are they
that
even talking to him? Is someone talking to him? Who's he talking to? Do they know who they're talking to? Because it's not like they're meeting.
Donald Trump
person.
said
some guy's on the phone. I am free to negotiate.
Dude, he said, Donald Trump himself said the other day that that he goes, we're negotiating, negotiations are going great. And they go, who are you negotiating with? And he goes, a person we believe to be in charge. And then they said, so is this the new supreme leader? And he said, no one's heard from that guy. We don't know where he is.
It's some hacker in his basement in Belarus. And
it's not.
I talked about it on the last show. I forget the guy's name, but he might have backed off because they were calling for him to be executed because he's one of the few people that's willing to make a deal. So that's the thing. you might have like a couple people with a little bit of influence trying to make a deal, but like the IRGC, the military, they do not want to make a deal. And you might get executed in Iran if you're the dude trying to make a deal by Israel or Iran, because it doesn't seem like Israel wants a deal to be made either.
Fucking with an Iranian accent, and he's got them convinced.
Well, it's just...
I have the authority to negotiate. Let's be partners. Let's be fair. Wire 1 million Bitcoin to this address.
Well, everything I'm seeing publicly reported today is that Iran is like, no, we're not in these negotiations. We've made our terms clear. And their terms, what they're asking for is something that Donald Trump is not going to be able to give them.
What's that?
Their demands were that we stop attacking immediately, like that part they might get, that we pay them restitution for all the damage so far.
That's a lot of money.
Essentially that we leave the region. I mean, they had a few other things there that were just like...
And they want them to open up a Terry Black's in Tehran.
that's,
I think both sides, America and Iran, are asking for things that they'll never get. So I don't see a peace deal being made. One side's going to have to coalesce and drop things, and whichever side does that is going to they're going to be looked at as if they're the ones that lost, you know, because whoever concedes shit first is the one that's wants to make the deal the most. So yeah, but yeah, they'd want us to get all of our bases out of the Gulf states. Like we'd have. I mean, I'd be fine with that. Let's get the fuck out of there. I'd be fine with dropping sanctions and all that shit. Like, we don't need to be. Here's the thing. People think we have to be involved in all this shit to be a successful country. No, we don't. We have a great fucking country with a shitload of fucking people with tons of resources. We don't need the rest of the world, bro. We don't have to be involved in any of that shit. We need to be self-sufficient. We need to make great products. We need to produce everything we can fucking produce here. And then, you know, have good trade deals when we need to. But yeah, we don't need to be involved with all this shit. They always paint it as if, oh, if we're not involved and then everything's going to go to shit, we got to be the fucking, the hegemon and we got to do it. It's like, no, we don't need to do any of that shit. We can be great without being involved with all that shit because we have a very good fucking setup here in this country. We have an amazing country, an amazing amount of land with all the resources you could ever fucking want. If only we would just start fucking using it.
This one was really important to us. If we could just get one
Terry Black's barbecue. We don't have good barbecue here. It doesn't seem like if he's not really negotiating with this guy, if it's like
essentially America only. That might be where America first goes. America only might be the next thing.
If that's not true, and he's just like putting this out there in the public as like a negotiation ploy. What a clusterfuck. Because you're dealing with people that don't mind dying. They believe, I mean, these are very religious people. Mm-hmm. They're fanatical. They believe they're going to go to heaven. They believe they're martyrs.
Well, they're also fighting for their own survival.
This is the just and holy war.
Well, they've also
been attacked.
Well, that's right. And they've been preparing for this for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and they like there's, you know, people make a lot out of the chants.
I love these. I don't know if you're talking to me, but this is always the comebacks people have. Holy shit, you're dumb. Oh, Pink Trip doesn't understand it. Oh, Pink Trip is stupid. Pink Trip. No one ever addresses anything I say. And the reality is, people can't wrap their heads around other ways of thinking about things. They've just been so programmed to think we have to be involved in everything. We got to be the one deciding all of it. We got to be the world's superpower to be successful. If we're not going to be. I'm sorry. This is a disaster. We got to stop thinking that way. We got to actually think about what America First was, which was we need to ramp up as much production here. We need to bring back the jobs. We need to bring back the production here to America. And this country is situated to be great, even without all this other bullshit and not getting involved in the global world and trying to control we don't have to do any of that. And we'll still be a fucking superpower. But you know when we won't be a superpower? When we completely collapse the fucking economy because we're out here playing God in the world, you know?
That the Iranians, you know, they chant death to America.
And what do you got there, Jimmy?
Sorry, it's
And who's in control of it? Will Iran still be able to control the flow of oil?
Be jointly controlled.
Yeah, I think they got pissed off at Israel. Got mad about that. I don't know if Israel and Trump's got the same goals here. They don't seem to have the same goals.
By who?
Maybe me. Maybe me.
You want the United States
Me and the Ayatollah, whoever the Ayatollah is, whoever the next Ayatollah. Look, and there'll also be a form of a very serious form of a regime change. Now, in all fairness, everybody's been killed from the regime. There's automatically a regime change. But we're dealing with some people that I find to be very reasonable, very solid. The people within know who they are. They're very respected. And maybe one of them will be exactly what we're looking for. Look at Venezuela, how well that's working out.
I mean, dude, this is such a fucking mess. This is such a mess.
I think I had another timestamp. Let's move it ahead here. Pull up this one.
Yeah, that's right. And so, look, I mean, the idea here that America, after just 25 years of catastrophic failures, launching wars of choice, wars of aggression, lying the American people into it, just slaughtering millions of people and like bankrupting this country and really severely degrading the country with these wars. The idea that we would jump into another war of choice for Israel is just too, this is too crazy, man. And especially when it's the administration that really ran on and promised that we want to get out of this game of fighting stupid wars in the Middle East.
Yeah, that was what we were all supporting.
Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy part. Is like Trump knows better. He absolutely knows better.
That was the one thing that he was saying that was so promising to so many people that were independent, that were on the fence. They're like, this guy wants no wars. All right. He wants closing the border, which I think is a great idea. He wants no wars. That enough. Let's go.
Well, especially considering the fact that, even if there are some things about Donald Trump that maybe you don't like, but the other guys are saying we want to keep fighting forever wars, and this guy is saying we should stop doing that, that's enough to go, well, then he's better than you on net. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I endorsed Donald Trump in 24. People give me shit for this. Some people like that. Some people give me shit for it. But I kind of view it like this. And I will say, maybe I'm a little biased here because I love you, but I don't think I'm being biased. I really think you played an enormous role in kind of like standing up to the progressive Democratic establishment and their narrative over the last, decade or so. And it's really hard to kind of overstate how crazy they were, how much of a threat to this country they were. And so for anybody who wants to give shit to anyone who voted for Donald Trump, it's like, hey, man, the alternative was the party who bragged about, first off, insane woke shit, like poisoning the minds of children in a really grotesque and abusive way. They gave us open borders, flooding the country with people. They gave us all types of COVID tyranny based on pseudoscience. They gave us the most reckless foreign policy in American history, which was this proxy war on Russia's border. And they were running...
I mean, that's really what I was worried about. I was worried about Democrats getting in and continuing to escalate with Russia. Because I do not want to escalate with Russia and China. We can have our economic fucking tit-for-tat bullshit, but we cannot have a war with Russia or China. Like, I mean, do you want the world to go up in flames? Like, that's what you want?
They were pretending the president wasn't senile when he clearly was. Then they, in the fourth quarter, threw up a cackling retard who was not democratically picked in any process. And so, sorry, like, it does make sense that a lot of people went, okay, we're going to go back with this other guy.
Yeah.
Also, there was an interesting dynamic happening in 24 where, okay, this wasn't, Donald Trump, they had actually tried to throw him in jail, maybe even tried to murder him. We never really got any answers on that one. He now had Bobby Kennedy with him. He now had Tulsi Gabbard with him. He now had, you know what I mean?
Metal2JS420 super chatted $2. BL33D your fear into the Kyber Krytal at Mustafar.
Bleed your fear into the cyber crystal at Mustafar. I don't know what the fuck that means, Metal 2J, but thank you for the 2, brother. Hope you're doing good.
Even J.D. Vance, like
Thank
a
you,
lot
brother.
of these people who were supposedly much more non-interventionist, there was reason to hope that maybe it wouldn't end up here. But anyway, I guess my thing is that you played such a huge role in this, and I, to a lesser extent, played a role in standing up against a lot of that progressive insanity over the last 10 years.
It's so funny watching people hear my takes on things, which is usually so out of the box that people can't even fucking wrap their head around it. It must be stupid. Oh, isolationism. Yeah, like there's no in between being the world's bully, trying to control everything, and isolationism. It's one or the other, right? Right? It's like you've been fucking sold some bullshit by a bunch of talking heads to where you think that's the only realities that can exist, is what the talking heads tell you. And I'm telling you right now, stop listening to the fucking talking heads and just use your common goddamn sense that God fucking gave you for once in your goddamn life. Please. Thank you. That's all I got to say about that.
And I just feel like after 24, you know, this coalition came together where Donald Trump, for the first time ever, wins the popular vote, wins every single swing state, and really more remarkably, won the youth and the culture. Like Donald Trump went from being like the cultural pariah to being the guy like John Jones is doing the dance at the front. And it was just, and that whole coalition has been destroyed over this war. No. And now he's going to hand the country right back over to these Democrats who we've been fighting so hard.
No, it's your fault, Dave. It's your fault, though, because you're not going to show up. Dude, there are people like, you can fucking cry all day about how bad the Democrats are. They're not going to show up. We barely got them to show up last time. And now that Trump's starting these wars, they're not going to show up. Cry all you want. Fearmonger about how bad the Democrats are going to be. They're not going to show up because Trump is fucking betrayed them. And you blackpilled a bunch of people that I don't know if they're going to show up to vote again. A lot of them are just like, voting's pointless. Obviously, this just proved there's no point in voting. So be mad at Trump. Stop being mad at people like me and Dave who are just pointing out the reality of the situation. But yeah, it's all our fault, okay? Because we're not loyal, right? No, I'm not loyal to any man. I'm loyal to God, and I'm loyal to like America first and the policies of America first. And if you're not going to deliver on that, then fuck you, okay? Let's find the next. Maybe we find maybe, you know, the midterms will be a bloodbath, but maybe we find the next guy that runs as a Republican and you guys can have your Republican shit back. But we got to make sure next time it's a guy that's really going to fight. That's really willing to lay his fucking life on the line for this country and not another fucking grifting piece of shit who's just in it to, I mean, there's a lot of shifty trades going on right now that are like, is Trump fucking, you know, making money on all these little announcements he makes? Like, go look at it. There's like a ton of money comes in 15 minutes before he announces some shit. It's like, it's pretty suspicious to me, dude. And it would be par for the course. This is what like every fucking politician does. But we need our real fucking badass who's willing to go in there and die for the fucking cause. That's what we need. We need a president like that. I don't know if we'll get one. Yeah, I don't know. Trump's not it, obviously, though.
For what? All for a war that Netanyahu wanted against a country that, dude, by the way, the justification for the 12-day war was bullshit. They weren't trying to make nuclear weapons. They were trying to negotiate.
They got out of that unscathed.
Yes. Well,
what are you mad about, Tristan Swain? Are you mad I don't support the Iran war? Is that what you're mad about? A lot of you retards need to go fucking sign up because we're going to need 1 million people to take Iran. So we're going to need you.
$2. Trump is my Palpatine. I cannot disobey my master.
Well, congrats. Congrats, Metal Tuesday. I mean, yeah, I don't have a Palpatine. Yeah, I can disobey. The Jedi mind tricks are not real. They don't actually work in real life. But yeah, we could use some more volunteers, guys. You know, so if you're for this, put your money where your mouth is and go fucking sign up right now. They just raised the age to 42, right? And if you've had marijuana convictions, I mean, they don't give a fuck about that anymore. Kind of weird, right? Yeah. So go sign up. Even if you're 42 and you're old, go sign up right now because we're going to need you because we're going to probably need 1 million people if we want to truly invade with the ground force and actually take Iran. Like, we're going to need a lot of fucking people. So I just, I mean, if you're willing to send other people to die, you should not be a pussy and go fight yourself as well.
That's right. But then and I want to, he said some nice things about me when he was on here the other day with you. So I will say some nice things about Konstantin Kasen, who despite our disagreements, I really like that guy a lot. But he is, I could be wrong. I could be missing someone. He's the only guy I've seen.
_Yefa-67 super chatted $5. Ping is throwing the Senate pods in the Grand Convocation Chamber.
Is this a Star Wars reference, El Jefe? I'm not a Star Wars aficionado. Okay, I don't know everything about Star Wars, so sounds like another Star Wars reference. I don't know about. I'm not a big Star Wars geek.
Who supported the 12-day war, but is really skeptical about this. And I've seen.
Yeah, because I don't believe saying. Because look, I know a lot of people disagree with this, but I don't believe saying. I don't believe I'm saying like, damn, like I'm not damning God. Okay, I don't know. I have a different view on it. God can judge me if he wants, if he has a problem with it. I think that's more of a man thing. I think man's more upset with that than God is.
At st.0 Neon super chatted $5. I can get a recruiter in contact with you and get you enlisted by Wednesday. Come on, warriors.
I believe St. Onion's an actual veteran who actually served in Iraq, and I don't know his whole story. That's for him to tell. But a lot of people from my generation, his generation, they've been through this shit, and they've suffered fighting the wars of these fucking idiot neocons, bro. So yeah, hook up with St. Onion. We're going to need, you want to go save the people of Iran, right? We're going to need people to go. 1 million is what I heard. It's a country of 90 million people, okay? And they have a huge, like a giant military force as well. So at least 1 million people. So fuck, dude, go fight. Go serve your country.
So many people. It's unbelievable, dude. Like they just, so like the 12-day war comes. For the first 48 hours of it, they're like, dude, Israel's doing this on its own. All they want is for you to stay out of it.
Dude, I'm not a Bible thumper, okay? Don't get me started about my beliefs in God. I believe in a God, but it's a mystery. I don't know what the fuck God thinks or whatever. But most of the shit, in my opinion, about God that everybody talks about is all just shit made up by men. God is a mystery to me. He's beyond my understanding. Stop fucking trying to fucking play holy Bible guy in the chat against me, okay? God damn you. I'll say it 100 times more, okay? Get offended, whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Then like the third day, they're like, all right, they do need some help shooting down the missiles that are coming back toward them, but whatever. This is just defensive. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to get involved. Then it's like the next day, like, all right, we don't have bunker busters, so we do need you to drop the bunker busters. But then their whole like defense of the 12-day war was like, look, no Americans died. It didn't cost us a lot. It didn't turn into this disaster.
And
now
super chatted $3.
We're at the, okay, well, fine, all of that happened, but
Peace
it's still
and security will be brought to the new empire once this war is won.
I'm sure they won't have a new war. That's the thing. Once you start doing shit like that, like you're like, they're always gonna have a new war. That's why, like, I do hope I think if we lose, it's gonna be terrible. And as an American, if we're gonna go, I do not support it. I think it's stupid as fuck. But I hope we win. But there are people out there that don't hope we win. Americans who love this country, and they hope we lose. You know why? Because they're thinking if we lose, maybe this will finally be the nail in the fucking coffin. But I don't think it will, because Vietnam, did we really win in Afghanistan? People will make up all these different, well, we accomplished this and that. It's like, we spent 20 years just to hand it back to the same people we were fighting. Okay, what was the last war we actually won without a doubt? So yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I understand that thinking. Like, I'm sick of this shit. I want us to lose. So maybe this will be the thing that like makes us stop being fucking idiots and warmongers. I understand the thinking. I'm not saying I agree with it though.
Good thing. Konstantin was the one guy I saw who was like, no, I supported that one, but I am not getting on board with this one. And I give him a lot of credit for that. I give him a lot of credit for that.
I like that guy a lot. I like him a lot. I like Francis a lot too.
I do too.
Their show Trigonometry is one of the best shows. Agree with them.
I wonder if Joe's going to get disinvited from the White House. Wouldn't that be funny? I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if that White House UFC event, Trump, if Joe keeps not sucking Trump's dick or gets on the bad side of neocons, which like Mark Levine's already been attacking Joe Rogan like all the time now. I wonder if they're going to disinvite him. I don't think they can, because I think Dana White wouldn't agree with it. I think that's probably the one thing that'll keep him from being disinvited, because I think Dana White would have to agree to it, and I don't think Dana White would throw Rogan under the bus.
Or not agree with them. They're always reasonable. They're never ideologically driven. They have opinions that you may or may not agree with, but they're real
Chris
clear about their opinions.
Kaufman-JR super chatted $5. We're gonna lose the petrodollar and the world reserve currency due to this war.
Well, actually, everybody keeps saying it's the opposite, Chris Kaufman. We have to do this in order to maintain the petrodollar, blah, 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 blah. We'll see. We'll see.
That's right. And I will say,
look, the economy needs a fucking crash. I'm sorry. It kind of does. We have a fake, bloated piece of shit, fucking bullshit economy that only serves the rich, right? The stock market's doing so good while everybody suffers in the real world.
$2. I'm putting you in issue number 1 of The Jerk.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, bro. Send me the issue. I'd like to see it. Thank you for the $2.
ST.0 Neon super chatted $5. When we pulled out of Afghanistan, I was torn up and had to get help. It was for nothing, just like every war. That's when I woke up truly.
Yeah, this got to be the hardest for guys that actually suffered, lost fucking buddies, lost limbs, and then we don't see it all the way through. Then it's like, well, what was the fucking point? That's the slippery slope too of war. It's like once we get boots in the ground and we have some casualties, like, oh, we can't get out now because what would it be for? Why did my buddies die? It's like it's kind of a slippery slope, and that's why you can't get into these things unless you have the wherewithal, the commitment to see it through the bloodiest of fighting, and we don't have that. You know who does? Iran. They have that because their survival's on the fucking line. We're just like playing around with toys going, I wonder what if we could have something good happen here. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And then once the cost like becomes real, then we're, So yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm sorry you had to go through that, Saint Onion. But you got a story to tell, man. You should probably write a book, dude. And run for office, dude. I'll vote for you.
And they're great guys.
They're genuinely
great,
good dudes.
Great guys.
I really liked, I get in a lot of like the shit show like arguments. I find myself in them. I probably should be better than them and just not engage, but I'm not, and I'm petty.
What do you mean by shit show?
Like where it just becomes like an insult thing, or I debated Alex Barron's, or it's kind of embarrassing in hindsight. But like I don't know, it gets me really angry when a guy's calling me a Holocaust denier or something like that. I think
what
that's
he was
crazy.
saying was kind of silly. The way he was saying it was silly, and he was just trying to play gotcha with you,
Yes.
and then you called him a faggot.
Yeah, it's not my finest moment.
You could tell he was really shaken by that.
Feels like people are using that word more often. I'm still not gonna. I mean, I took a step on a limb. I use retard. Okay, but retard to me is like we should have that one back. Now the F-bomb, I don't know. It's there. Like I want to use it. like retard. I grew up using that word with all of my friends. Never used in a like a mean way against an actual gay person. Always just calling my friends that, whenever they fucked up or made a mistake or were acting like an asshole or whatever, it was a fun word. It's a fun word. I don't know. I can't believe we're gonna get that one back. I think that's a trap. I think we'll start using it, and then one day everybody that used it's gonna be banned. I don't know, man. I think everything's a trap. Even maybe retard's a trap too, dude. It's like they're making us think we can do whatever we want, and then like once the Democrats are back in charge, we're all gonna start getting nuked for videos from now, like 4 years from now. Yeah, dude. I hope this is God. If Democrats get back in, the censorship is probably gonna ramp up to extreme levels, dude. God, we really needed Trump not to fuck up. We really needed him to get in there and actually show the American people he was for real about representing them and making their life better. Because you know what? He could have did the impossible, which is maybe even grow the fucking the House and Senate lead during the midterms if he had did that. I think it would be possible. Historically, the trends, it's really hard, right? But I think if he was to go and actually like deliver in a way where like, and I know he couldn't do anything. It's like, yeah, he could. He could if he really wanted to. He really could. Yeah, he would get bad press. They'd call him a dictator. They would all, but the American people would fucking love it, dude. The American people are like, oh, this guy's actually serious about cleaning this fucking problem up and making life better for us. Because you're not going to do it with niceties and nice words and relying on all the fucking systems that are already in place that are just fucking us every day. You got to go above it. And yeah, people will call you a dictator. Fuck it. We got shit to fix up.
Well, it's just expected that.
I've lost. Thank you guys for the support. Really, I appreciate it. Even the haters. Thank you guys. Thanks for
I kind of have a thing where like,
Thanks
look,
for
I'm
watching.
really into this shit and I nerd out on it and I'm obsessed with all of this for whatever reason. It's just like my calling in life. But I'm also stand-up comic at heart, you know?
Right.
And so like, as soon as someone goes like, oh, I want to be vicious, you're like, oh, you want to be vicious? Because like, I'm pretty good at being vicious. So like, I could do that. And you're probably not used to hearing this type of vicious shit that like comics say to each other.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, that is one of the things people don't realize. Like, comics drop the F-bomb all the time. They never stopped. We just, it's just done like not on platforms. Let's skip it ahead. I think this is finally where Rogan calls MAGA dorks.
Those being three negatives that people are saying he's not MAGA.
Yeah. Well, then, okay.
What is MAGA then?
Well, if that's like, I don't know, like
A
my
neocon.
position is always like, if you're saying
Neocon party.
if not supporting covering up the Epstein files or not supporting a stupid war of choice, a war of aggression on behalf of Israel means I'm not MAGA, then okay, I'm not MAGA. I'm not attached to the you know, the phrase "Make America Great Again." I don't care. Then
But
fine.
if that phrase sucks. Here's the thing. Like, first of all, America is great. Make America greater, I'm down. But make America great again, and then it becomes a movement of a bunch of fucking dorks, because a lot of them are dorks. A lot of them, these really weird, fucking uninteresting...
Cat turd. I'd say he's the biggest dork. He's the head dork.
Unintelligent people that have got something they cling to, and there's a lot of people that are just real, genuine patriots, and they're all lumped into this one group, and you got to accept the dorks too. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, the concept of making America great is a great idea. But as soon as you have a fucking team and you allow anybody to join up, you don't even have tryouts.
At _unstoppable_4_life celebrates 14 months of membership. Fellow combat vet who can see from both sides. Liberia emoji.
Shout out Be Unstoppable. You served in Iraq too, right? Yeah, Be Unstoppable is another good guy. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Thank you. 14 months. Fuck yeah, bro. Thank you for the long-term membership, dude. You rock. We need more members, guys. If you want to become a member, the link's in the description. You can become a member on YouTube. You can also click join, or Patreon. You can become a member on Patreon as well. Much love. Thank you, guys.
Team. Yeah. So you've got a bunch of fucking dipshits that are running around spouting out opinions, and you have to go along with them because they're MAGA. And then you've got bots online that are probably from fucking Indonesia or Russia or wherever, and they're pretending they're MAGA and they're saying crazy shit. So that's a part of MAGA too. You've fucked up by becoming a part of a group.
Yeah.
Whether it's a Republican group, a Democrat group, a MAGA group, a fucking woke group, whatever it is, you fucked up by being in a group.
Yeah, what is George Carlin said, people are great as individuals.
Yeah.
But when they get in a group, man, they're the worst things in the world. And that's why it should be about the issues. It should be about your principles and what you believe in. And that's and you should be like, look, like I've said many nice things about Tulsi Gabbard over the years, and I was extremely critical of her since last summer into now, because I think she's lying us into a war, which is the war that she was always opposed to. The one. She sold no war with Iran t-shirts.
How is she lying us into this war?
So,
because that's a big statement.
See, I think Joe is still talking with Tulsi. And I have a lot of people are wanting to throw Tulsi so hard under the bus. I think she's still against the war, but I think she thinks the right thing to do in her role is to serve the president, to serve the commander in chief, the man in charge. And if you listen to when she was questioned about this, she sure seemed like she's against it, And she kind of hinted like that when she says like, well, I'm not supposed to make decisions based on my personal and political beliefs. Like, to me, that's telling me that is her personal and political belief that this is a stupid fucking move. And I still think at some point she's going to be fired or resign. And then we'll hear the truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to throw Tulsi under the bus already. I mean, I feel like she's in a tough spot. Like RFK Jr. is probably in a tough spot too, but fortunately he's dealing with health, even though he's getting fucked by Trump with the glyphosate shit. But I don't want to throw RFK Jr. under the bus too. You know, maybe he's the one that's going to be the guy that comes in and takes over the Republican Party in 2028 and is willing to fucking put his life on the line to fix this fucking country. Maybe, you know, who knows?
And it's true. So last summer, so Tulsi Gabbard had given her, as the Director of National Intelligence does every year, they give their annual threat assessment. Then she testified before Congress about it. And it was very clear in her annual threat assessment that Iran was not attempting to build nuclear weapons, that they had not yet made the political decision to attempt to build nuclear weapons, let alone like are actually going for it. And she testified before Congress saying the same thing. And then while they were negotiating, Israel sneak attacks them. Then she had some post where she goes, Iran could be weeks or months away from nuclear weapons, which was total bullshit. It made absolutely no sense at all.
Let me see what the post has.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't remember that post. Everybody was talking about how it was her intel report that they weren't going to have a nuclear weapon. They weren't working on one or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember her exact report, but it was the opposite of what they were saying. Yeah.
This is from, if you could find it, this is from it must have been last June.
Right, but is that a fact? So if they're enriching uranium up to 60% and they just have to enrich it further for the ability to use it in nuclear weapons, that is a couple of weeks away.
No,
right?
but not before it would be. To build a bomb and to make it deliverable, I think all the experts say at least a couple years. But the point, aside from that, is that at the time, and this is over now, but at the time, Iran was still members of the JCPOA. They were still in it. So it's like,
what is that?
This is the Iran deal.
And they still had an Ayatollah who had a fatwa against developing a nuclear weapon, according to our own intelligence agencies. And we killed that guy. So you think the guy that's going to replace him is going to feel the same way? Or is he going to be like, oh, we need to go the North Korea route and have a nuke as soon as possible? Because the moment we have a nuke, all of a sudden America's going to leave us alone like they leave North Korea alone.
That Obama got us into. Obama is horrible on foreign policy. He's the butcherer of Libya.
Let's be real, noob jets. None of us are nuclear engineers. That includes Dave Smith, okay?
In Syria and Yemen, and he surged in Afghanistan. But in Iran, he made a deal with them. And the deal, but it wasn't just with the U.S. and Iran. It also involved Russia.
Shout out to Dante Guide's son stationed in Germany. Well, I hope everything goes well for him, brother.
And France and England, and there were other countries involved in it too. And the JCPOA said that Iran couldn't enrich above, I think it was 3 to 5% or something like that, and they were staying in it. And it created a new inspections regime, which Iran, so they were having full inspections. They weren't enriched, but the deal also said that if America gets out of the deal, they can enrich up to higher. So when America got out of the deal, they started enriching.
And when did America get out of the deal?
Donald Trump tore it up in his first term. I want to say 2017 or 2018.
And then they immediately started enriching?
No, they went up a little bit, and then I think there were a couple Israeli attacks, and then they went up to enriching at 60%. But so the reason we knew they were enriching up to 60% is because they were still members of the JCPOA with an inspections regime who was going in there and saying they're enriching up to 60%.
Right.
And there are reports that right before we attacked them, they agreed. Like, we had made all this progress with none of this makes any sense. It almost seems like we didn't want a deal. We just want to go in there and blow some shit up. That's what we want.
How much do you actually know?
Well, actually, it's what Israel wants, and what Israel wants is what we want, apparently.
About enriching uranium and what it takes to turn into a bomb? Let's read what she says.
Sure,
New intelligence confirm what POTUS has stated numerous times. Iran's nuclear facilities have been destroyed.
Oh, no, I think this is after. This isn't the right one. Her tweet was before.
This is from June.
Yeah, this would have been just shortly before
Very
this, but
recently.
Her tweet was before we hit Fordo.
Yeah, this is June 25th. There's a recent one, though. Edited June 25th. Yeah, but it seems like it was still edited the day it was posted.
Probably.
But can you go to her page? And because she doesn't tweet a lot. She's not a psycho. She's not one of those. If she tweets, it's generally something important.
She's busy directing national intelligence, bro.
Is this the... Hold on.
And being fine as fuck with that fat ass.
What is above that? Overwhelmingly elected by the... Click on that, show more. I think that's it.
Well, this is what she testified to Congress this time. I was referring to a different one from that. But I also think this is a lie. I mean, for her to say that the president determines what is an imminent threat or is not, no, either there is an imminent threat or there is not one. That this is like saying the president determines the weather or something like that.
But you're taking her words out of context. She's saying something that's factually correct. As our commander-in-chief, he is responsible for determining what is and is not an imminent threat. That is
does Dave not understand? Like, they're so pissed off at Tulsi right now. All the neocons won her head because of this statement. Because she basically said, well, it's up to Trump. It's not, my opinion doesn't matter. It's up to Trump. They want her to come out and be like, Trump is 100% right. She didn't do that. She basically said, I serve the president and he makes the decision and how I feel about it doesn't matter. Which, if you read between the lines, that's making it pretty clear. What the neocons wanted from her was, Trump is 100% right. Iran is a threat and we have to go in and stop him and blah, 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 blah. So I think people are being a little too harsh with Tulsi. She's in a tough spot.
Serial super chatted $2 L8 XFIM2 _JMCU.
Shout out later, bro. Later, JMCU, is that a Marine Corps thing? Right? Shout out Super Serial. Can't see your whole name.
True. And whether or not to take action he deems necessary to protect the safety and security of our troops, the American people, and our country. That's just an actual fact.
Okay, yes, fair enough. But when she testified before Congress, they asked her point blank a bunch of times about this. And then she goes, that's not my job to determine what's an imminent threat. That's the job of the president. And if he says it is, then it is.
Okay, so super chatted $10. This guy called the beautiful Tulsi a liar, and I am loving Joe calling him out on this BS. More important questions. Did you get your car running?
Yeah, soon. I should have already done it this week, but I kept putting it off. But yeah, soon. I'm going to try to do it early next week. But thank you, brother. Thank you for the 10. I agree completely, because I think people are being too quick to throw Tulsi under the bus. I get it. People are heated over this shit. They want Tulsi to do like Joe Kent, and I do think Tulsi needs to do like Joe Kent. But maybe Tulsi's one of the few voices in there who's trying to walk Trump back off this ledge. Maybe if Trump does end up making a peace deal and not putting boots on the ground, maybe it was because of Tulsi. Maybe it's because she stayed in, because if she leaves, it's probably going to be a neocon who replaces her who's going to be fucking terrible. So we need to not throw her out yet.
$3.48. The Sand PPL on the outer rim don't have WMDs. Didn't they have a pact with the Empire?
Is this more Star Wars lingo, bro? Maybe I need to catch up with my Star Wars lingo, but I think I kind of understand what you're saying. The Sand people on the outer rim don't have WMDs. Didn't they have a pact with the Empire? Those Sand people, man, they're always getting fucked.
Look at this here. Initially, she's contradicting Trump,
saying
that Iran did not rebuild after the 2025 strikes. Contradicting Trump. So this is also from Time Magazine. So she's saying that. Now, what you're saying that she said earlier was a lie is not a lie, dude, because that is actually I
wasn't referring to that.
I understand. But you did say that was a lie. What she said was a lie.
Okay, fair enough. That was not a lie. It's avoiding.
Factually actually correct. And if you're in a position like she's in, where you've got that guy breathing down your neck and you're forced to make a statement.
But that's the way things work, okay? You serve the president, right? The president makes the decisions, and if you go against it, like that's just not the way things work. So, to me, she should resign. But like I said, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe she's actually one of the few voices trying to walk him off the cliff. In that case, maybe she needs to stay in there. But I don't know. I don't want to throw Tulsi under the bus yet. Because I think if you read between the lines, it's very clear she doesn't support this, but it's her job to serve the commander-in-chief, and that's what she's doing. And it's his job to make the decisions, not hers.
You've got to tread very carefully on this tightrope that you're walking.
Okay, fine, but let's just say, hypothetically, that you know for a fact that Iran did not pose an imminent threat. Right. And then that's your answer when you're asked if they did. Fine. It's not a lie, but it is very misleading, to say the least.
Yeah, but she didn't come in and like say that she was wrong. The intelligence report was there. She didn't like disown her own intelligence report. She just said, you know, it's the president's job to make these decisions. It's not my job. And I'm not supposed to like let my political opinions and personal opinions get in the way. My job's to serve the president. And would it have been nice if she would have all of a sudden been like, yeah, fuck Trump. Trump's a fucking traitor and this is stupid. He probably, you know, I mean, it would have been nice, but of course she's not going to do that. But maybe, you know, maybe at some point she'll pull a Joe Kent. But again, maybe she's one of the few people in there has a voice to some extent that is not pro-Iran war, because he seems to be completely surrounded by neocons and lunatics like fucking Lindsey Graham. So I don't know. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, so we can only speculate.
How much? Okay, hold on. Intel Chief Gabbard declines to say if Iran posed an imminent threat to the U.S. She declined to say on her own, personally.
But this
is the congressional testimony.
Yes. I think this is what I was referring to here. And she does at one point say that it's not her job to make that determination, which I do think is her entire job.
At Crumpula Stevie super chatted $5. There's no way engine fuel could melt the supports holding up the Death Star.
Yeah, that's a crazy one, you know. I do. I mean, look. I mean, that's a sensitive topic on YouTube. To me, it is a little crazy because you see like missiles hitting buildings and stuff, and they don't go down, and you see buildings completely burned down, and like, you know, the structure's still there. It's like, yeah. I mean, I'm not a fucking engineer. Okay, I'm not an architect, but there are some things that make you go,
It's interesting
about the Death Star.
Look, maybe I'm being a little harsh by saying lying in that example, and fair enough to your point there. Like, that technically is a true statement. I do think it's very misleading, and I do think that she really was the one who advocated against this specific war for the reasons that we're seeing unfold right now.
Yeah.
And I do think, I get your point. It's a very tough tightrope to walk. The options are essentially, I think, to do what Joe Kent did and resign, or to stay on and support the thing. I mean, I think it's kind of hard to thread that.
No, but see, that's the thing, Dave. What if she's one of the few voices in there who's trying to talk some sense into Trump and explaining why this is a disaster? Would you want her to stay in if that's the case? Because I would, and that may be what's going on. Who knows? But I did make a whole video that she should resign, but you know, the more I think about it, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And if it gets to the point where she's completely iced out and she has no influence over President Trump, then yeah, at that point, she should resign, pull a Joe Kent, and everybody, you know, because I think a lot of these people are getting iced out by the neocons. Like the neocons, they got in there, they kissed his ass real good. You know, Lindsey Graham's in there sucking his dick every night, just swallowing. You know, Lindsey Graham swallows, no doubt about it. And, they got in close, and like anybody that wasn't pro fucking regime change in Iran, I think they started bad mouthing him to Trump and be like, "Oh, this guy's not trustworthy. This guy's this guy's an anti-Semite. This guy's a that," and to the point where like nobody has a voice unless they're pro regime change. If that's the case, all those people need to resign and write a Kent style letter. But if she does have his ear and can still fucking influence him in any way, stay in, because otherwise you're going to be replaced by like Lindsey Graham's clone.
At needle.
Right. Do you think that there is any value in being one of the few reasonable voices that have...
Thank you. This is me and Joe think alike, dude. We do. Sometimes he's a little slow to arrive at the logic I've discovered, or at what I arrive at with my critical thinking. He's a little slow to get there, but he usually always gets to where I'm at. That's crazy, dude. Joe, we should be best friends, honestly, dude. We really should. I don't know, man. You're lost, bro. You're lost.
As his ear.
Yeah.
If ultimately it is his responsibility to determine what's an imminent threat and what is not, I would imagine that she gets access to most of the same classified information that he does as the director of national intelligence.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. I don't know how it works. But what can she do other than try to be a voice of reason if ultimately this guy is going to do what he wants to do, right? And he's going to do what Israel wants to do, clearly.
Oh, yeah.
And he's talked about it, you know? And also in his first term, I'll never forget this fucking conversation that he had with Steve Hilton, because I think it was one of the first times since Eisenhower I've seen a president say, and Steve Hilton, by the way, I've been friends with him for 12 or 13 years. Met him and his family in Maui on the beach when my daughter's really young and his kids were really young. They became friends. We've hung out together,
really?
vacation together. He's a sweetheart of a guy. I love that guy. And when he was interviewing Trump, Trump said that there is a military-industrial complex and these guys want to go to war.
Yep.
And we were like, what? This is you're just saying that? Like, you're just saying that.
He said
it's
it a
one
lot.
of the many reasons why a lot of people liked him. Because he would do things like that, where he would completely...
Yeah, because it's so important to us. For people that have a memory and live through this shit, one of the most important things that kind of almost overrides every other fucking thing is this warmongering neocon bullshit. The entire country's against it. And it's like, no shit, bro. I mean, maybe he was always gonna do this, just waiting for his second term to do it. And if that's the case, the guy's a fucking high-level lying fucking con artist, which is probably true.
break protocol and just say, let me know. Let me let you know, rather. Let me inform you. There's a bunch of people that want to go to war. And they're pushing me all the time to go to war. That's what they want.
It was so crazy, dude, because also even Eisenhower, when he coined the term, it was in his farewell address to the nation. He was...
Yeah, he warned us all about the military-industrial complex. But yeah, J.D. Vance commented on this. Vice President J.D. Vance punches back at Joe Rogan for calling MAGA dorks. You watch it. They're going to start attacking Rogan. Levine's already been attacking Rogan. They're going to make Rogan, he's going to be the newest anti-Semite, fucking blah, 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 woke right wing, blah, 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 whatever bullshit, panicking, traitor, whatever bullshit they're calling us now.
You're saying that Joe Rogan is wrong. Because Joe Rogan yesterday was roasting the Trump administration, saying probably the most offensive thing you could say, which is that Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are better at deporting people than you.
I did not see Joe say this. I'm going to text Joe because that is definitely wrong. So
that's almost an exact quote. So
really,
yep.
Okay. So here's why this is wrong. When you look at the deportation numbers that go back to the Obama administration, they would count somebody who showed up at the border and they turned away as a deportation. Okay. Now we have almost no one showing up at the border because the border is secure. So if you have somebody show up at the border, let them cross into our country, provide them some free medical care and free food, and then you send them home, that counted as a deportation. What we're talking about is interior deportations. We're taking the flood of people that Joe Biden led into our country and getting them out of our country. The numbers from the Obama administration or any other administration, they weren't doing a tenth of what we're doing. So Joe is wrong on this. We've been the best administration in American history at deporting illegal aliens. The problem is we also followed the worst administration at letting them in. So there's a lot of work to do.
Joe says MAGA's full of dorks. What do you think? Do you consider yourself a dork? He says MAGA's dorks.
I think we have many, many fewer dorks than the far left, but everybody's got some dorks. We love our dorks. We love our cool kids. We love anybody who wants to save the country.
So they're trying. A lot of people think they're positioning Vance to be the guy that makes peace, so that when he runs in 2028, he can be like, "Yeah, I was, you know," he can run against the whole fucking thing and be the next puppet that fools us into thinking he's not going to get us into new wars and then gets us into new wars. It's going to be hard to vote for anybody in this circle. RFK Jr., I think, because he's not involved in any of the military shit, he might get less of the stink from all this shit. Tulsi's probably going to get a lot of stink on her. It's going to hurt her politically. And, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to pull the trigger for any of the people in the administration. You know, Joe Kent's another one that maybe I would trust. But again, they might be playing the long game. These guys are fucking smart. They seem to plant people and have them fucking, play the long game of telling people what they want to hear, and then they always just do whatever the fuck the military industrial complex wants them to do at the end of the day. I think you got to be willing to die for it, I think is what it is. I think there's a real fear there as a president that they're going to assassinate you, so you just start playing ball. I don't know. I've never been there, but theorizing, a lot of people have the idea that they sit you down day one and show you highlights of Kennedy getting his head blown off. Just to let you know, the stakes that are at play here. I think we got more of Vance. What's this one? JD Vance would be so JD Vance talking about UFO demonology. Yeah, because he says that he thinks the UFOs are demons. Okay.
You gonna release all the UFO files?
We're working on it. It's funny. When I came in, I was obsessed with the UFO files. And then you start getting really busy worrying about the economy and national security and things like that. But I've still got 3 more years as vice president. I will get to the bottom of the UFO files.
Okay. Have you peeked? Have you done a peek?
Have I what?
Have you done a peek? Have you
So I actually haven't. I have
full
not.
Independence Day.
I have not been able to spend enough time on this to really understand it. Yeah. But I am going to. Trust me. I'm obsessed with this. I've already had a couple of times where I'm like, all right, we're going to Area 51. We're going out to New Mexico. We're going to sort of get to the bottom of this. And then the timing of the trip just didn't work out. But trust me, anybody who's curious about this, I'm more curious than anybody. And I've got 3 years of the very, very tippy top of the classification. I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Okay. So you haven't been to Area 51 yet?
Not yet.
Some
Not
people
yet.
say they keep the UFOs in Ohio. They might,
Hangar 18, Hangar 18, right?
I've
heard that as well. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet.
Okay. All right. Well, we're waiting for it. We saw aliens.gov.
You know me.
We saw aliens.gov.
I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway, but that's a longer discussion.
Well, I can't let you go without a follow-up on that.
That's even crazier than thinking they're aliens, than thinking they're demons. I don't know. I think the whole aliens thing is a fucking psyop. Once the government starts like hinting about aliens, like that seems like a psyop. It really does, dude. I don't buy it.
Barack Obama is on this podcast.
Not saying aliens don't exist, but I don't think they're visiting in little flying saucers.
And he goes, yeah, aliens are real, but like, here's where they're not. And,
I did not.
And so Obama says, yes, aliens are, he gets asked point blank, are aliens real? He said, oh, yeah. And then he goes, but they're not at Area 51. And
where are they, bro?
Well, that's what he says. Okay. Right. That's a great question. Trump had to go save him, and he said he's going to declassify. Okay. So you think they're demons?
Well, look, I think that celestial beings who fly around, who do weird things to people, I think that the desire to describe everything celestial.
He sounds like he really believes this now. This is kind of fucking crazy. So first of all, most of to me, who knows, dude? I could be wrong, obviously, but I don't buy a lot of the fucking stories that people remember when they go through. They put them in hypnosis and then they get these memories back. Like, I think a lot of that is bullshit. Like, you can fucking really plant some shit into people's heads and make them think something's real that's not under hypnosis. And it's just, I think that shit's been debunked. And a lot of that's where the stories come from, of the people remembering their abductions and all that shit. It's all quack doctors putting them under hypnosis, and then they fucking force them to remember the time they were. It's all quackery, if you ask me. But he seems like he believes it, though, and not just believes that it's fucking demons. Okay,
everything is otherworldly. To describe it as aliens, I mean, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one that I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there, and there are things that are very difficult to explain. And I naturally go, when I hear about sort of extra natural phenomenon, that's where I go to, is the Christian understanding that, there's a lot of good out there, but there's also some evil out there. And I think that one of the devil's great tricks is to convince people he never existed.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Christians are starting to kind of weird me out, dude. Because a lot of these like Christian Zionist types who are like, I don't know, like, I mean, there are some of them out there preaching like, we have to go do this for Israel because this is what's going to bring about the second coming of Christ. And it's like, holy shit. I mean, there's some Christians who are fucking crazy, bro. He sounds like he belongs to one of those crazy fucking Christian groups. So yeah, Owen Shroyer, a lot of people saw this shit in Austin. Speaking about aliens, I wonder what the story is here, because this is kind of crazy. Let's listen to Owen talk about it.
All right, guys, I'm going to try my best to explain what I and others saw tonight west of Austin, pretty far west. And I found some images on X of some other people that saw it. I was driving, so I couldn't really get a good picture. So I'm driving west. It's sunset, twilight, and I see a bunch of objects in the sky, probably like 4 or 5 objects, and they're striking, like you can't miss them. And I'm thinking, well, this is just the twilight hour, the sunset reflecting off of airplanes or something. You know what I'm talking about. And so I was like, oh, okay, whatever, that's just what it is. And then one of them, I don't know if I would say it blew up, but it just started falling out of the sky and eventually caught fire. And this lasted for like minutes, probably. And then the other objects that were around it started moving and dispersing as well. Someone said they saw 2 fireballs. I only saw the one. And then I looked up at the news and they were talking about how there are meteors or whatever. Folks, this was no meteor. If they try to say this was a meteor, that's BS. I've seen tons of meteors in my life. I've seen shooting stars. I've seen it all. I've even seen satellites that have blown up and crashed down. So I've seen it all. This was not a meteor. This was a flying object that caught fire and fell out of the sky. And there were at least 2 or 3 other aircraft right there.
Bro, have the space wars begun? We had the Chinese balloons and shit, right? Maybe there's some next level spy technology. I don't know, but there might be some warfare. And would they even tell us? Dude, they don't tell us shit. Like, they're not telling us the amount of like soldiers that get hit. Like, they want to hide this whole shit from the American public. It wouldn't surprise me if we got some space battles going on, dude. We're shooting down some Chinese satellites or some Iran shit that's in space.
And break up.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Did you guys get some lag there? I think my internet glitched or some shit, but we're back.
The whole process of a meteor is like a couple seconds.
Once again, right when I hit 200 concurrent viewers, there's a problem with the stream. I don't even know if it's my internet or it's YouTube itself.
You know, like 10 seconds tops. This was minutes. This thing was a fireball falling out of the sky for like 5 minutes with other aircraft around it. So I'm not even trying to be like a conspiracy theory or anything. It's just like, that was crazy to witness. I was not the only one that saw it. That's how incredible this thing was. And it was not a meteor. I don't know what it was. I'm going to be obsessed with trying to find out if anybody else got any better images than the ones that I'm sharing on X. It's got to make the news. I mean, this thing was such a crazy aerial phenomenon.
Just Owen who saw it. Other people got video of it. This dropped out of the sky. Fiery orange object seen falling over Smyrna, Tennessee. Oh yeah, this is one in Tennessee. This has been happening all over the place. These things are. It's like meteorite showers or something. I don't know, dude. Crazy. But it's essentially what the one in Austin looked like too. And they're just saying it's just meteors. That's all.
It's a little white spot up above the tree. But then this came.
Did it now?
What the hell?
What the hell? That's a fireball in the sky. You got any sweet iced tea? Give me some sweet tea, sweetie. I bet you she makes awesome sweet tea. So yeah, that's Smyrna, Tennessee. And we got some from the Austin one too. Fireballs in the sky over Austin. So yeah, they're harder to see during the day. I mean, maybe it's just, it's a meteorite shower. I don't know. Maybe did they shoot a fucking asteroid or something? Do we have an asteroid coming that's about to wipe us off the fucking Earth? Because doesn't that usually doesn't asteroids you'll get a lot of meteor showers because there's a bunch of meteors in front of the asteroid? So yeah, that's wild. And I got this one too.
At Burbs Hid super chatted $1.39. War Machine is a documentary.
You talking about, is that from the Iron Man series, War Machine? Yeah, I never got into the War Machine comic. I was always a Spider-Man guy. And I even then I can't keep up with all the fucking the lores. So that looks like a normal plane. Yeah, and just a fireball. Just a fireball in the sky. But people are saying it can't be a meteor. I don't know, dude. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not some meteor scientist. But it is kind of odd how many of them. I pulled this up from ksat.com. Many people across Texas and the country have reported hearing a loud boom and seeing bright fireballs streak across the sky over the last week. The sightings have sparked concern, especially as multiple reports have surfaced nationwide in a short period of time. Experts say there's no reason to panic. Do you think they would say if there was a reason to panic? Do you think they'd come out and say, we should all panic? Guys, the experts say we should all be panicking right now. No, that's not what the experts do. There's no reason to panic. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Excuse me, I'll be right back. They get in their fucking bunker and disappear. According to the American Meteor Society, what people saw was a meteor, a piece of space material entering Earth's atmosphere at an extremely high speed. If any part of that object survives the fall to the ground, it's then classified as a meteorite. Okay, well, I guess nothing to see here, boys. Nothing to see here. That's just a meteor. Okay. I'll take your word for it, bro. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, this was too long. We'll save that one for another time. 39 cents. Sean Ryan just told Joe Kent he's out on voting Republican in midterms. I don't know what I'm gonna do, dude. I haven't made up my mind on how I'm gonna proceed. I mean, I'm just gonna treat it on a candidate basis. Like, if I get a fucking base Democrat who talks about doing things I like, I mean, I'll fucking vote Democrat. But if I get a base Republican, maybe I'll vote for the base Republican. I don't know. If I get nobody, maybe I won't vote. I don't know at this point what I'm gonna do.
You said for the midterms. I mean, you're gonna need a lot of hardcore MAGA people to come out to knock on doors to do that hardcore work, because working elections, it's not easy, it's not fun, it's not glamorous. The MAGA base, Trump's base, they're hardworking people, and they got him across the finish line. In 26, a lot of them, now it's debatable how much, but a good chunk of them are going to have a really hard time doing that because of the way this last year has gone.
Don't come banging on my fucking door. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear more of those fucking lies.
I hear that from a lot of people.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. MAGA's fine. What are you talking about? You fucking panicking? What are you talking about? Oh, you must be paid by fucking Qatar. Dude, people are so fucking pissed off. So fucking pissed off. And a lot of people feel betrayed because they spent time like shilling for you. They spent time trying to convince people to vote for you. And now they feel like a fucking idiot. And yeah, a lot of people are going to vote for Democrats just to spite you.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It's everything, Joe. It's everything.
You said for the midterms. I mean,
it's everything, Joe. I don't know. I don't really watch this guy, but he does seem pissed off. I don't know. Was he a huge Trump supporter or was he always against Trump? I don't know. Trump says someone close to him told him yesterday that Hegseth is bad at his job. Why would you say this in public? Telling you, dude, if Trump does what he always does, at some point, he's going to throw Hegseth under the bus. Especially if he ends up like feeling like, if he does make a peace deal and it looks bad because it seems like makes us look weak or whatever, he's going to blame Hegseth. This is what he does, dude. He gets people, he puts them in these positions and then he just throws them under the bus and moves on. So we'll see. But this is, I think, a little hint.
Pete Hegseth, who was born for this role. I mean, he's doing a great job. They gave him a hard time And now people, I'll tell you, somebody came up to me yesterday, gave you a very hard time, said, you know, I made a mistake.
Why would you even bring that up? Why would you even bring... Oh, he looks so fucking sad right here, dude. He looks so sad. What's the right one here? Let's see. Oh, fuck. I always forget. Here we go.
Pete Hegseth.
He looks so sad, doesn't he? Doesn't he look fucking like heartbroken? Like he knows it's coming. He knows it's coming. And then when yesterday when he's talking about fucking riding that throttle and he did the like fuck it. Trump made a face like really made a face like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I think Hegseth is gonna get thrown under the bus so fucking hard. So hard, dude. It's gonna be bad. Poor Hegseth. Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves it. I don't like the guy, to be honest.
Is doing a good job. So give you a very hard time, said, you know, I made a mistake. Pete Hegseth is doing a good job. So when I tell you who, you're not even going to believe it. He said Hegseth. He gave...
Who do you think it is? Lindsey Graham? I don't know. That's a hard guess.
You're such a nasty hard time, but you're doing great. Pete Hegseth.
I'm not buying it, dude. That ending.
But you're doing great.
I don't think he is. I think he's doing the opposite. And I think this is Trump's little fucking warning to him. Like, you better fucking stop being an idiot and embarrassing me. He's actually like so unpopular. Hegseth is like setting records for unpopularity. Like nobody in this position has ever been this unpopular. From the polls I saw. Yeah, I think this is a little warning to Hegseth. I gotta watch that.
Who's nasty hard time?
That's the way I pat my dog. You know, I give him a little. Gotta toughen him up sometimes. You know, a little on the side.
But you're doing great. Pete Hegseth,
Yeah.
who's
I don't think he's doing great. This is weird too, dude. Trump is getting really weird, bro. He is.
I think it is alarming that we have.
It used to be funny before he was a warmonger. It was funny. Now that he's like, you know, a warmonger, it's not funny to me anymore. I don't know. It's lost its charm for me.
Not been able to see or hear from any of the Iranian people. And I imagine that is because their internet is shut down. And I think there is some general worry about them. Obviously, their government treats them terribly and killed tens of thousands of them in January. Like Kayleigh, I would never ask you to tell us something that is classified, but do you have any insight as to how they are doing? Do they have drinking water? Do they have food?
Right, I do.
It's upsetting.
I do. But first, you remember when we had lunch years ago in the base of Trump Tower when it was a brand new building?
It's a long time ago, yes.
Bro, he does this all the time. It's so weird. It's so weird how he does this, dude. This is kind of inappropriate too. It's almost like he's hitting on her.
Years ago.
It's upsetting.
I do. But first, you remember when we had lunch years ago in the base of Trump Tower when it was a brand new building?
It's a long time ago, yes.
A long time ago, and you haven't changed.
Oh.
You have not changed. Now, I'm not allowed to say this. It's the end of my political career, but you may be even better looking, okay? So I don't know what...
Oh, come on, dude. Dana Perino's always been kind of a weird looking one. She's got like a dinosaur face. It's just too much like... I don't know, the way she's put together. The nose is real hard. She got a hard nose. You know?
But I will not
I think they fucked, basically, is what happened.
say
makeup has a lot
I will
to do
not
with
say
that.
that because that will end my political career this time ago, and you haven't changed.
Oh.
You have not changed. Now, I'm not allowed to say this. It's the end of my political career, but you may be even better looking, okay? So I don't know what you're doing. But I will not say
makeup
that.
has a lot
I will
to do
not
with
say
that.
that because that will end my political career. You know, you're not allowed to say a woman's beautiful anymore. You know?
He's doing some weird little, what does he call that when he does that? The weave. The weaves are getting out of control, dude. Marco Rubio whines that Iran is planning to permanently control the Strait of Hormuz in charge of toll.
We're talking about this.
You know, there was no problems with the Strait of Hormuz before you guys started this war, right? Everything was working fine with the Strait of Hormuz. So, good job, guys. Good job.
There are some in the Iranian regime that are going around saying that they want to make the Strait of Hormuz tolling thing, they want to make it permanent. That's unacceptable. The whole world should be outraged by it. We're impacted by it a little bit, but the rest of the world is impacted by it a lot more, including many of the countries represented today here at the G7. And so if those countries are deeply impacted by it, all we've said is, you guys need to do something about it. We'll help.
Yeah, you guys need to clean up the fucking mess we made. Hey, we shit all over your floor, right? You see your floor is fucking dirty. Yes, we shit all over it, but if you want to see the shit cleaned up, you got to get up and clean it up. Well, you expect us to clean up the mess? No, you got to get up and clean the mess. It's so silly, dude.
But you guys are going to need to be ready to do something about it. Because when this conflict and when this operation ends, if the Iranians decide, well, now we control the Straits of Hormuz, and you can only go through here if you pay us, and if we allow you to, that's not only is it illegal under international law and maritime law, it's unacceptable. And
damn, is his hand as shaky as that? Let's look at his right hand.
And you can only go through here if you pay us.
His hand is shaky as fuck, bro. Look at it. Look at it.
And if we allow you to, that's not only is it illegal under international
look at
law and
that.
maritime
Look at that thumb.
law, and if we allow
Look at his right thumb.
That's not only is it illegal under international.
He's shaking like a leaf, bro. What's going on behind the scenes, dude? They catch you on the Epstein files, bro? Like, what's up? What's going on?
Law and maritime. And if we
that makes me feel like this war is not going real well when the guy that's communicating this shit is shaking like a fucking leaf.
Decide, well, now we control the Straits of Hormuz, and you can only go through here if you pay us, and if we allow you to, that's not only is it illegal under international law and maritime law, it's unacceptable. And that can't be allowed to exist. And so what we've said is that the countries that are most impacted by that should be willing to do something about it, and we'll help them. And that's what I said about. We're talking about this.
I shit all over your floor, but you should be willing to do something about it. I'll help you clean up the shit that I spread all over your floor, but you gotta help. If you want the shit cleaned up. Funny, dude. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Like, I don't know if he's got some sort of like nerve issue, but that's not a good sign. I think they should fire Rubio, get somebody who can handle the pressure. This is pretty funny. An attempt by M. Schlapp to hype up the CPAC crowd goes horribly wrong. How many of you would like to see impeachment hearings? This is the CPAC crowd, okay? If this doesn't explain to you like how bad the situation is, how basically Trump's own base is fucking ready to impeach him. Like, the situation is really bad. And some people are just cope. Like, they just can't fucking accept it. Like, the levels of cope is off the charts with some people. But
how many of you would like to see impeachment hearings? No. That was the wrong answer.
No, that's the answer, though, dude. That's the answer. I think people would like. I think a lot of them would like to be
at Flatband
like, seeing what Vance
$2.
does.
Hope all is well. Jesus bless you all. Good night. Scissor clinking glasses.
Thank you, Flatman B official. Have a good night, brother. Have a good night, man. Thank you for the 2. Yeah, I think a lot of them would like to see what Vance does. I think a lot of them are thinking maybe Vance, because the stories like from Ken and shit is that Vance, Tulsi, and I forgot who else, have been against the Iran war, and now they're kind of being pushed out of all the fucking decision making because they're against the Iran war. So maybe the hardcore Republican base, and I imagine at CPAC, this is the hardcore Republican base, at this point would actually like to impeach Trump so that we could have Vance be in charge. Interesting.
Impeachment here. How many of you
let's listen again.
would like to see impeachment hearings? No. That was the wrong answer.
Because that's the new grift. The new grift is, if we don't show up and vote for the midterms, they're going to impeach Trump. And they're like, yeah, wait, you're not supposed to want that. And yeah, that is Brandon Herrera. It's just, I'm sure this is not the clip he wanted to be in.
Let me try it again. How many of you would like to see impeachment hearings? No.
So even the second time, there's still people cheering.
Can someone bring some coffee out for the... Yeah,
no, that's
I know. We've got to keep this House majority. How many of you agree with that? How many of you?
That's not going very well. It's not going well. Everybody's pissed off at Trump. Absolute bombshell. Fox News casually admits on live TV that Iranian missile fire into Israel is constant. People trying to deny this shit too. They're like, oh, Israel's running out of missiles. It's like, don't look like it to me, dude. They confirm Iran is hitting Tel Aviv with cluster munitions and struck right next to the highly sensitive Negev nuclear facility. The Iron Dome has completely failed. Yeah. It's not looking good.
Israel's not letting up with airstrikes over Iran. The IDF says they're operating relentlessly against the regime's ballistic missile array. Overnight, the IDF claims their aircraft struck at the primary facility for production of missiles, and sea mines are still striking at missile launchers.
Yeah, Israel's not slowing down at all. As Trump's talking about doing this peace deal, they're just bombing away, dude. They hit a bunch of steel mills, some shit like that. They're hitting like infrastructure. Yeah. I wonder if they're doing like they did in the 12-Day War and they're just trying to get in as many bombings as they can before the peace deal, or if there really is no peace deal, or if they don't want there to be a peace deal. Because it would make sense as we work on a peace deal, you'd want a ceasefire first, right? Like without a ceasefire, the peace deal's got very little chance of going through. So first you do a ceasefire and then you work on the peace deal. And I don't know. I think it's going to be hard to get Iran to agree to a peace deal while you're actively still bombing them. But what do I know, dude?
When they become available, missile storage units. The missile fire into Israel is constant. Mostly what we get are the cluster bombs that deliver these bomblets with 10 pounds of explosives in each of them. On Tuesday, we saw a missile come into the Tel Aviv area with a 220-pound explosive warheads. And last Sunday, it was 2 missiles struck the Negev, very near the Negev nuclear research facility, each of them with 1,000-pound warheads in them. Carly.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound like Iran is chilling out at all. They're like trying to hit nuclear fucking. Oh man, this is let's just hope this stops because this keeps escalating and where it's going is going to be really nasty because Iran can hit a lot of shit. There's a lot of like really dangerous shit that Iran can hit. So it'd be smart at this point to de-escalate because it's not going the way you thought it would go. All the bullshit Israel told you is, oh, we're going to go in there, it's going to be easy, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, they were wrong. So at a certain point, you have to be like, okay, we had made a bad assessment here, and we need to back off and rethink things. Let's just hope wiser heads prevail. And yeah, let's hope for that. But we'll cover some more of this shit hopefully this weekend. I'll try to do some more shows this weekend. Thank you guys. Been a fun one. Had a blast. And yeah, whatever you do, you know, I hope you don't get sent to Iran. That would be disappointing. So, I mean, if you support the war, then yeah, go to Iran. But if if you're a fan, I don't want to see you go to Iran and die, please. So, I don't know. Maybe don't join the military anytime soon. I don't know. That would be my suggestion. Maybe stick out of the military for a little while, you know, and hopefully they don't bring the draft because that's going to be fucking terrible. But thank you guys. Thank you, everybody that supported the show. You guys rock. Links are in the description. If you want to join the Discord, you want to follow my second channel, all that good stuff, or become a member, it's much appreciated.
Adele_Yeffa-67 super chatted $5. Great stream ping. Play Jedi Mind Tricked Stormtrooper Rock by Wicked AI.
Play Jedi Mind Trick Stormtrooper Rocked by Wicked AI. Okay, I'll play it for you. I hope this one don't give me a copyright claim. It's some Star Wars stuff. You guys are a bunch of Star Wars geeks, huh? Yeah. Come on. I'm trying to copy it, but this chat keeps moving and that fucks up my copying. Okay, let me pull this up. It's an AI song? Oh no. Not AI slop. Ooh. There's some good AI videos out there, man. But some people just, anytime they see AI, they just get pissed off. Jedi Mind Trick Stormtrooper Rock by Wicked AI. Okay. Jedi Mind Trick Stormtrooper Rock. Okay, I see it. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't. We'll see. Hopefully no copyright claim with this one. Looks like just a regular YouTuber, but I can always remove it later. Let's see this. Jedi mind trick, Stormtrooper rock. All right. There you go, El Jefe.
Attention, all ground patrols be advised. The previous alert on the R2 unit and protocol droid is cancelled. Central Command has confirmed the droid targets have successfully evaded capture and left the system. Be advised, the unidentified YT-1300 freighter has successfully jumped to hyperspace. Pursuit is terminated. Reports indicate the targets had been in trooper custody, but were let go for unknown reasons.
The show was about to be over, Nico. You understand that, right? I was literally seconds away, Nico, from hitting the outro and calling it a night. So, because he sent the super chat, I'll react to the video. So when you say go back to the show, you mean go back to ending the show.
Rough Patrol TK421! You are not gonna believe what just happened out there. Let me guess. More womp rats? No. We had them. The droids dead to rights. And then this old man. What? What did he...
Dude, I hate when the AI talks in music. It's not like it doesn't work like a real singer talking in a song. I don't know what it is.
He waved his hand, he said, these are the droids you're looking for. And we just let them go.
I'm not really digging this, El Jefe. What is this, bro? What is this slop, El Jefe?
And they did. You told them move along. Why would you do that? I don't know. I just don't know. I stopped his speeder. I saw their leader. The old man was quick with his Jedi mind trick.
Did you make this, El Jefe? I don't want to talk too bad about it if you made this. El Jefe, how emotionally invested are you in this music? Because I don't want to hurt your feelings. Because I let's just say, not a fan. I'm not a fan of this style. But that's just me. Everybody has their own tastes, dude. You know? 4 minutes and 31 seconds of this shit? You didn't make it good, El Jefe. It's complete fucking garbage, dude. I'm sorry, it's terrible, dude. It's fucking terrible. And 4 minutes and 31 seconds is torturous, dude. We'll play a little more.
You missed all your police calls, but sir, he was slick with his Jedi mind trick. What did he say? These aren't the droids you're looking for. What did he say? What did he say? Can't trust my eyes anymore. What did he say? My decision's gonna make me sick.
It's like it's too like what's the genre here? Like emotional rock? It's like the song from like the 80s band that I would completely skip, you know, to get to the fucking rock songs. Like, nah, I'm skipping
Rusty
this one.
Shackleford 6060
Change the radio station.
super chatted $5. Wicked AI is hilarious. The Star Trek ones are better.
Yeah, I mean, no, I forgot. I shouldn't talk bad about this guy's YouTube stuff. Personally, this one's not for me. And it's not even the visuals. Like, you know, the AI visuals are cool. You know, it's the style of song, you know, and you can pick a song style that you like that's good for people that like that song style. But then somebody like me who doesn't like that song style is going to be like, ugh. So don't take it personally. These are just my opinions, okay?
I was Jedi mind tricked. We said move along, but something fell wrong.
Christian rock, yes, like really shitty Christian rock. That's a good, yeah, exactly, buddy. I get it, yeah. That's now that you say that, yeah, it's like I was thinking emotional rock, but yeah, like Christian rock too. Just replace the words of like singing about Jesus and like, yeah, this would definitely be like Christian rock. Kind of generic, like really generic sounding, you know?
The details don't click from the Jedi mind trick. What did he say? These aren't the droids you're looking for.
See, like it kind of builds right there. And I think it's going to go somewhere that's going to be appealing. Like, and then it just goes to this very boring fucking
At Metal2JS420 super chatted $2. Emo is divergent of Kansas City hardcore.
Okay, well, you're an expert, Metal 2J. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I thought I was going to go somewhere, and then it just didn't. I was like, oh, now it's going to finally rock. Oh, here it comes. Oh, no, it's still not rocking. Still sucks.
What did he say? What did he say? Can't trust our eyes anymore. What did he say? Our decision's gonna make.
Creed's not bad, but no, I don't rock Creed, dude. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't rock Creed. I can hear a Creed song and appreciate it, especially probably because it's part of my childhood, them being on the radio. I heard the song so many times. There's a lot of familiarity. But did I buy a Creed album? No. Do I listen to Creed? Is it in my personal playlist? No. But God bless you if you like Creed. You do you.
At ST.0 Neon super chatted $2. AI butt rock.
AI butt rock, you got it, brother.
Good. On the drum and jet wrong. The details don't click from the Jedi mind trick. What did he say? These are the
it goes nowhere. I'm thinking, okay, now we're gonna finally be like, we're gonna hit it, and I'm gonna feel like, okay, getting up and moving, and like, oh, but no, it just lays there.
At Rusty Tackle for 6060 $2. My first ever concert was Flyleaf, Fight Me Ping.
Flyleaf? God, I think I'm trying to remember. I know what concerts I went to like when I was young, but I'm trying to remember. I think the first one was Limp Bizkit. This was before Limp Bizkit got big. Their hit at that point was Counterfeit. And yeah, we didn't even know who Limp Bizkit was. It was just a concert and we went. I think that was my first concert. And I actually liked one of the other bands that was opening. You remember that song Jesus on the Dashboard? I forget the name of the band. Jesus on the Dashboard. It's like a real simple song, but it's like real heavy. It's been so long, I don't even remember how the song goes. I just think he just repeats that like over and over, doesn't he? Jesus on the Dashboard. Whatever, it was a good song. But yeah, I think that was my first concert. Or was that or Pantera? Fuck, I don't remember, dude. I know I saw 3 when I was really young. And I know Green Day wasn't the first one. So it had to either be Pantera or Limp Bizkit. I think it was Pantera, to be honest. And that was fucking badass, dude. That was great. Their opener sucked, though. Cold Chamber. Fucking garbage. Garbage. If you want to score some good ass, go to a Linkin Park concert. All right, Metal 2J. I hope everybody's listening. My first concert was Title Fight. Awesome. I don't know who Title Fight is.
What did he say? What did he say? Can't trust our eyes anymore. What did he say? Our decision's gonna make us sick. We were Jedi mind trick. We were taught the Jedi were a myth. We're commanded by the Lord of the Sith.
It's also kind of like pop country, but with a distorted guitar. That's another thing. Is like the vocals are too pop country, and I fucking hate pop country, dude. I cannot stand pop country. It's so artificial sounding. It's like everybody's just trying to sound like every other pop country. There's like no, I don't know, dude. I fucking hate pop country. Now I love like a lot of country. Like, I love Johnny Cash, Hank Williams Sr., Hank III. There's so much country that I fucking just love. But pop country, dude, I've always fucking hated it. And it feels a little pop country. Like they're trying to merge pop country with like Christian rock, I guess, dude. Emotional rock, whatever, butt rock. Somebody put that.
Doesn't mean our training was a lie. I'm starting to ask why.
Okay, maybe it's a good solo. Let's check out the solo. Okay. I mean, it's not bad. Very hair metal-ish. You know, it's something you'd hear from 100 different hair metal bands in the 80s. You know. I mean, it is AI making it, right? So AI is just basically ripping off a bunch of different bands. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't bad. Best part of the song right there. Best part of the song.
At Rusty
Because I hate the music. I hate the vocals.
6060 super chatted $2. Too bad Linkin Park is dead. Skull Rip Chester.
Yes. A lot of good artists gone too soon. I was not a big Linkin Park fan either. So, sorry about that. Didn't they replace Chester with the chick? I saw some clip on X. This chick was like screaming. She seemed like she was all right. I didn't hear the whole song. Maybe the song sucks, but her vocal performance was pretty cool. But yeah, not a big Linkin Park fan either. That was about the time, like early 2000s. I stopped. Dude, once I got out of high school, it's crazy. I stopped listening to like all new music, and I just went back in time. Like that's when I started listening to Bob Dylan, The Doors. Like I just, you know, the internet was out. I could get all this music now, and then I started like just Buddy Holly. You know, I rediscovered Hank Sr. And it wasn't until like 3 or 4 years ago, like I discovered how badass the Strokes are. You know, now I'm a huge fan of a lot of that music.
$2. Can you take me higher?
Can you take me higher? Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't hate Creed. Like, Creed is better than this. Like, I'd rather listen to Creed than this. But yeah, it's the vocals I hate. I mean, the music isn't too bad with this. I hate the style of vocals.
I saw that leader. The old man was quick. It's a Jedi mind trick. What did he say?
I like the drums too. I think the drummer is the best on this, and it's like, if only the song went to another level. Because it's like, okay, if you want to have some of the song like this, but take it somewhere. Don't just stay here in this boring ass place. Like, give me something else.
On the drugs he's looking for. What did he say? What did he say? Can't trust our eyes anymore. What did he say? It's not the point of all the 60 steps. Yes, guys, a Jedi mind trick. What did he say? These are the drugs you're looking for. What did
Okay, well, I can't believe I made it that far. You know, I guess I was having fun being a music snob. It's fun because I know everything about music. I mean, it's all my opinions, dude. You know, this is the thing about art and music. Really, so more so with music than it seems like most things. But like, everybody's got their own taste, man. What's dog shit to you could be a fucking gem to somebody else. But thank you, El Jefe, for the recommendation. That was fun. Even though the song sucked, it was fun to, you know, react to it. And shout out to the guy who made this. Wicked AI. Okay. I'll check out some more of his stuff. I don't want to subscribe yet, because if every song is this style, yeah, it's hopefully he's got some other cool styles. Like, people, one thing that upsets me, like, there's so many great styles, and then I hear people create AI songs and they pick like these styles. It's like, what the fuck, bro? Why would you do that style? Why wouldn't you do, like, I don't know, something so much cooler? Like, you're gonna do an 80s fucking I mean, I've done 80s songs, yeah. But there to be, I at least made them kind of rock. And it was more about being cheesy than being serious. Because 80s is just, it's a cheesy, the music from the 80s, not all of it, but like glam rock and shit is real cheesy. There was a lot of good punk music in the 80s. Some of my favorite punk music in the 80s was from the 80s. Like, I can't even remember the name. That's how I took an edible before I started. It's super hitting in now. These things are kind of slow. I had to buy them before they fucking ban them. They're gonna. I'm gonna take this whole thing before they ban it. At the end of the month.
6060 super chatted $5. No, Linkin Park is dead, and they never replaced Chester.
I could have sworn I saw a clip where there was some chick. Is it a new band? They're gonna call it something else. Obviously, the version of Linkin Park with Chester is dead, but I think the band is trying to move on with a new singer. Unless that's old news or something, dude. Judas Priest is good. The band, the dudes, they went on to Rancid. Operation Ivy, dude. I used to jam out. Operation Ivy is one of those albums where you can just listen to every fucking song, and it's just like, it just all blends in. It feels like one long song. Yeah, a lot of great music in the 80s. The Misfits, etc., etc. Dead Kennedys. A lot of them are woke as fuck too, which is crazy. Everybody's woke, dude. What can you do? And then you finally get a chance to prove to them, like, hey, there's other ways to do it than being a woke retard, and then we blow it. And we make whatever. I'm done. I'm too high now. The edibles kicked in way too hard at this point. Thank you guys. Appreciate the support. Again, thank you, OHFA, for the suggestion. I do appreciate suggestions for shit to react to, so you guys can always do that. It's just got to be shit that hopefully won't get me in trouble. And yeah, like obviously I can't react to a Netflix fucking show or something, but a typical YouTube video by a YouTube creator, yeah, I can react to that type of shit. Anyway, we'll see you guys. I'll try to be back tomorrow and possibly Sunday. I don't know, but we'll definitely do something this weekend.
At st.0 Neon super chatted $2. Check out some Biohazard, early RHCP. The used, etc.
Are you giving me music suggestions? Biohazard sounds familiar, dude. I think I've heard Biohazard before. They're like a metal band, right? Early Red Hot Chili Peppers, like, well, how early are you talking about? Under the Bridge, like, I mean, I'm not a big fan of late Red Hot Chili Peppers, but like early Red Hot Chili Peppers, like especially that album with Under the Bridge. Suck my kiss. Those were good albums. The Californication stuff, I think they just played it too much on the radio. You get sick of it. I mean, there was a period of time, I don't know if it's still the case because I barely listen to the radio, but there was a period of time where you could not put on a rock station without it always going to Californication within like minutes. So, The Used, yeah, I think I've heard of The Used. Kings of Leon, check out Kings of Leon. Check out their first album, Aha Shake or whatever. That's a fucking fantastic album. That's another one that, like, I can put that album on and, like, work out. It's just like, yeah. Okay, what are we talking about music, dude? What am I trying to be, some sort of music guy now? All right, everybody, we'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you, St. Onion, for the 2. Again, all the links in the description. Support the show. Much love. We'll see you tomorrow night. Take care, everybody.
Please.
And yes, Misfits suck without Danzig. That's the greatest thing you've ever said, Metal 2J. Very correct.
If you want notified, here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.